Diamondbacks and Major League Baseball, NFL OTA offseason workout updates, and more. Monday through Friday here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
This message is for homeowners 62 and older. Are you one of the many that watched as their home nearly doubled in value over the last 2 years? Sure, the increased value feels great, but what is it really doing for you? Would you like additional monthly income that is tax-free? Maybe you would like to stop making your current mortgage payment altogether. This is where a reverse mortgage comes in. It's the best way for seniors 62 and older to tap into their home equity and get additional monthly income tax-free. Now you can benefit from all of the appreciation in your home without having to sell and move somewhere else. This is all possible with a reverse mortgage. Find out how Desert Equity Lending is one of the Valley's local experts in reverse mortgages. Call 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Don't wait any longer to get your reverse mortgage questions answered today. Call 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. AZMB 0906989. NMLS 1733369. Terms and conditions apply.
Uncertain times can lead to fearful investing, which could leave you in a bad spot, especially if you're trading on emotion. When tumult opens and closes the market, you need sound advice.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If fear has you in its grips, it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact Asset Management, we specialize in providing complete wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter where the market goes. Dial pound 250 in your cell phone and say talk to Mo for a free portfolio review. We will also discuss how we can work together to create your customized retirement plan. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say talk to Mo, and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Again, call pound 250 on the cell phone and say talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
A sapiosexual is a person who's attracted to intelligence. Do you choose brains over beauty? Like mind over muscle? Prefer Shakespeare?
To be or not to be?
To a puppeteer?
Hey, which one's the dummy?
So if you are sapiosexual and your current conversation is about to get, shall we say, intellectually stimulating, reach for Shakespeare Vodka, a thoughtfully engineered spirit with pure, smooth flavor that tastes like poetry in a bottle. Shakespeare Vodka, the taste of intelligence.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White, still missing in action, best we can tell, south of the border, having another Randy adventure. I'm a little bit aggravated because I wanted to take some time off this week, and now I can't because he's off in Mexico doing whatever he wants to do with my money, and here I am doing this. I'm not bitter. It's all right. We got Keon Rose here with us, though. He's in the control room. He's doing his job. And, well, you guys are doing your job on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And then, by the way, special guest later on today, Ray Liotta. He's going to be on the show with us to talk about the new project that he's with. Hold on a second. What? That's not a good... He's banned from the show then. I don't care what his excuse is for not being on. No, we had this. Yeah, okay, fine. I guess not. Maybe scheduling issues. So what are we doing today then? That just blew up the entire thing. Tomorrow we got our Sports Betting 101 segment. This is why we don't have guests. You know what I'm saying? They're just selfish.
Well, I got bad news.
Well, listen, we may need some grief counselors for Cubs fans because I have some bad news. Oh my God. It's not that I shouldn't laugh because this could happen to anybody, any team, including your own, whoever your team is. But oh my God, the Cubs just went down 20-5 to the Reds, the worst team in baseball. just completely obliterated the Cubs. Now, listen, I get it. The Cubs, they're only a few games ahead of the Reds, but oh, dear Lord, what a beat down in the third inning. 8 runs alone right there, and it just didn't seem like it wanted to stop. 5th inning score, 6th inning score, 7th inning score, 5 in the 8th. It was just, and by the way, for every hit they got a run. They had 20 hits, 20 runs, and somewhere in there an error. So that is just a masterpiece of ugliness. The Cincinnati Reds taking down the Cubs 20-5.
I don't want to say I've never seen anything like that before, because that's not true.
Well, you're a Nationals fan.
Which is true. The Nats have been on the wrong side of that before too. But from the team that has literally the worst record in the league.
That's what makes it special.
Yeah, that is something I don't know if I've seen that before. Worst record in the league, and they put up 20 runs on you. That is bewildering.
Was it bring your kids to work and let them play day? Is that what this was? And only the Cubs were letting their kids play? Because I just don't understand this. But I don't need to. And we shouldn't gloat, because this is the sort of stuff that can happen to any team at any time, at any level, at any record. And the reason I'm saying these things and trying to make sure we're all humbled to this is Diamondbacks are playing the Dodgers tonight. And I really don't want to see that happen to them.
No, and you don't want to laugh at it and then be like, oh, yeah, we didn't see that coming.
You can't help but laugh when you see it's not even, I'm not laughing at them. You're laughing at the absurdity of it. The who? The Reds? Dear God. How did this happen? Why did this happen? There's many questions.
and not enough answers, quite frankly.
Need some, I need a phone number for some grief counseling for any of our Cubs fans who might be listening right now. 888-368-1580. Lacrosse guy says, sup, blends. No, that's not going to catch on. No, I'm sorry, not that one, Lacrosse guy. He says, watching the ESPN today, and they had a major typo on the screen. They spelled Washington Commandos as Commanders. What morons.
Well, they're not right about very much. I mean, what do you want?
What do you get? It's ESPN, man. Come on. Berg says, afternoon, guys. And he says, NHL greater than NBA. Discuss. Right now, the NHL is exciting. I will give you that. Right here, right now, the NHL is exciting, but it is. I think the NBA has some interesting things happening. That back and forth that's been going on game to game between the Heat and the Celtics. Not very interesting the way the Warriors have pretty much manhandled the Mavericks, except for the last game. So yeah, I gotcha. And who knows what sort of finals we're going to be in for? But right now, gotta say, Berg might be right.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument there to be made. I've been watching less hockey. I was not happy with how my team got bounced out of the playoffs, so I just, I just wasn't really into the playoffs this year.
Oh, really? You're going to be upset about something? How about your team doesn't play at a college rink now with 500 seats? They?
They would never allow that to happen in Washington. It's such a big hockey town. I don't know how big it is in Phoenix. That's one of the things I'm learning. But I know in Washington, people would riot if that happened.
Mm-hmm. Bob Schwersky says, hey, it's too bad yesterday was National Wine Day. Hey, I gave everybody the opportunity, Bob. You just seem to miss it. So, well, sorry, pal.
I think he's saying because of what happened to the Cubs today. Yesterday would have been the day to wine. But
I forget if Schwersky, are you on the Cubs side or the White Sox side? I don't want to say, because I don't want to offend. But we know that Izzy's a White Sox fan there at the radio station, and I had to do his heart proud to see that Post-it note that's in the control room that says that I chose the White Sox to come in there and win the World Series. So, that's got to feel good for him. Now that I've said it, Swirsky's not going to be happy with me because he just typed in, yeah, it's the Cubbies. So he's, it makes sense. Bears, Cubs, fine. No offense, Bob. No offense. That's just the White Sox are my choice. And right now it looks like I am more right about the White Sox than you are about the Cubs, but they're your team. I'm sorry for your loss today.
It's brutal.
Boomer Sooners this afternoon, Jeffrey. Good afternoon, Blender Nation. Beautiful day in the valley. Jeffrey, feeling kind of old. My oldest granddaughter is graduating high school tonight, so I just need a cold beer and a stiff shot, please. Yeah, all right. Set them up with that there, Keon, please. And yeah, having grandkids don't make you old, but I've met you and you are old. But I'm just saying, having grandkids doesn't make you old. Follow the bouncing ball. All right, let's say that you knock somebody up when you're 16, okay? And then when you're 32, that 16-year-old knocks somebody up. And then 16 years later, you're 48. You're my age. So you could be me and you might even be a great grandparent. I don't know. I don't do math. But I know my son, who was born in 1993, he's told me, I don't want to bring kids into this world, Dad. And I said, thank you, son. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that. And of course, then, I've got more kids coming. So the odds, not in my favor to skip being called grandpappy. I decide I want to be called Pappy. If I become a grandparent, I want to be Pappy, like Pappy Boyington. Because then I could be, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I'm just nodding politely.
There was a show in the late 70s called Black Sheep Squadron. And Pappy Boyington, it was the kind of show where everybody was fist fighting all the time. It was a very manly show, man. And it was about the pilots in World War II in Japan. And Pappy Boyington was the leader of the squadron, and all this was based on a real dude who I actually got a chance to talk to once. And it was one of the best conversations in my life. And or was it the other guy? It was Fosse. Oh, it was Fosse. Anyway, so the point is that show was awesome. He was Pappy. You can call me Pappy if I end up being a grandpa.
Okay, and I think that's a cool inspiration to have that name come from.
Well, how come women don't ever want to be called grandma? They want to have all these like extra names in there, like in a Mimi or something. You know what I mean? Why can't you just be Granny? I don't mind being Pappy. I don't even call if you call me grandpa. Don't give a crap. At that point, it's too late. Nothing I can do about it. I had the kid that had the kid. What am I going to do? You can't avoid it.
It is unavoidable.
And nobody thinks, Granny, that you're their sister. So stop it. Nobody thinks that. They don't think you're the mom either. Okay. Boomer Sooner says, my grandkids call me Funny Papa because I'm hilarious, Jeffrey. Yeah, that's been my experience. This is where you teach some sarcasm. Rye Guy says, oh, it's a great show. It's still on H&N Saturday nights. I don't know what H&N stands for, but yes, Black Sheep Squadron. It's a 70s show. So you see these guys who are supposed to be World War II guys, but they've got like the sort of 70s shaggy hair, and you have to suspend the belief on the haircuts. It's like they would have never had hair like that in World War II. Right. But okay, outside of that, it was pretty good. There's some good dogfight footage, which they used over and over, of course. But trust me, it's a good show. Navy Brad says, I met Pappy a long time ago. I love the F4U Corsair. What a great plane. Yeah, that's just that silhouette. Nobody knows what we're talking about. They're like, whatever. But if you know what we're talking about, the silhouette of the Corsair is just, man, that was a good plane. That and the Spitfire for the Brits. But anyways, let's get back to what we're here to do, and that's talk some sports and stuff. Let's talk about last night's game, Keon. Celtics put it on the Heat pretty good there. I don't even know what to think of this series anymore. Home is away. Away is home. Up is down. Down is up. You think you know what's going to happen. It doesn't happen. And then so much doesn't happen in the other direction. Here's a blowout. There's a blowout. It's just, I don't know what to make of this crap anymore. What happened?
Oh, well, this is a little bit easier to explain. Like the other games, good luck untangling what happened there. This is a little bit easier because the Miami Heat had easily the worst shooting performance maybe in Miami Heat history. I don't know. The amount of air balls that I watched in that game,
I know,
was bordering on the insane. And I don't know if Mike Breen could have said way off anymore. Like, I really don't think it's possible.
Were some of them passes? Because I felt like they might have been passes.
I was watching them again this morning. Some of those were just legitimately shots, and they were just short. They were just like Jimmy. Because I'm going to give a little bit of a pass to, because I think Jimmy's hurt. I really think there's something up with his knee. He hasn't been the same since he got his knee pulled by Peyton Pritchard. I don't want to read more into it than that, but something looks off with Jimmy. But everybody else, no, they just can't shoot. Kyle Lowry was missing open shots. Those were air balls. PJ Tucker, those were air balls. PJ Tucker had a shot that was so bad, I thought he was going to break the backboard. It was just a line drive directly at the backboard. I don't know how it survived, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a crime to abuse a backboard, but the entire
Shaq would have been in prison
for ages,
a good deal of life.
But the Miami Heat decided they were going to do it with jump shots, and it was bad. It's just a one of those things. I don't know if I've ever seen a team that I know can shoot the ball pretty well shoot that poorly. And it got to the point where Boston was just backing away from him. Like, just shoot it. Like, we know you can't make it. And they weren't. And the only person they bothered to guard was Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, it was an ugly bit of basketball. That is for sure. I watched all of it, but I felt like I didn't even watch a game. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yeah.
Where there's a moment where you're like, why am I here? You're right. I didn't even think about it. I should have sought out the damn hockey that was on, Berg. You're right. All right. How do you even know what's going to happen next? This game now goes back to Boston. Am I correct? Of course I am.
Yeah.
And you would assume, okay, well, here come the Celtics. They will wrap this up. They'll finish them off. It'll be the end of it. It'll end our long national nightmare. You would assume that, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But then again,
I'm going to assume that because
you did call the Celtics to win this game last night,
and the game before, because there's just stuff with Miami that I'm not 100% sure about. I'm not exactly sure what night I can trust Bam Adebayo to go off offensively, and with Robert Williams down there for Boston, he makes Bam's life very difficult, and I don't think Bam is the kind of offensive center that can overcome great defense, and Robert Williams gives you that in Boston. So I think that's tough to ask for Miami. It's tough to ask Miami to win on a night they don't have Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is an incredible weapon for them with all the different things that he can do, running around screens and getting open as a three-point shooter. And I just don't think that with Jimmy Butler being hampered the way that he is, I just don't see Miami winning another game in this series.
Well, not after Max Strus goes 0 for 9. Kyle Lowry goes 0 for 6. The fact they were 0 for 15, worst playoff showing for a backcourt, that's a starting backcourt since 1970. We keep getting these since they kept records sorts of stats in the both the Western and the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just been a very weird conference finals on both sides, man.
It has been. And I think we're going to see a lot of this stuff in the NBA, because ever since we started shooting more threes in the NBA, the blowouts have increased. We've seen just
14th time in 19 games during these playoffs where there was more than a 10-point difference. So the blowouts are I don't understand how this is happening. Is it just, are they relying on the threes too much, where if the threes go cold, well, now it's the end? Like, I mean, we saw the Warriors making adjustments to go in there and start driving the basket, but in general, is that it? You living and you're dying by the threes, and then if the other team is up, you're just not coming back?
That's what it feels like. And that's one reason why I know a lot of people get on me about this, but I think it matters if you have a really good center that can score. Just a big guy you can go, we need a bucket, we need 2 points, here's the ball, go to work. Because how else are you supposed to get points consistently enough to get back into a ball game once you start falling out of it? Miami was 7 of 45 from 3 last night. That is one of the worst shooting performances I've seen since the James Harden Rockets literally missed. I mean, the James Harden Rockets missed like 25 in a row in a game that was an elimination game they needed to win and couldn't hit anything. This is about that bad. I don't know what to make of that, but I just think a lot of teams today, they start losing and then it's, oh crap, let's start shooting threes. And unless you've got those Warriors, unless you've got, I don't know, the Spurs in 2015, that they're just some teams. You're not going to be able to bail yourself out of this with just shooting threes.
So I can't sit here and tell you, the Celtics are going to wrap this up in Boston. I can't, because of everything we've seen, the implosions, the just complete huge question marks on everything. They should.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Suns should have won one of those last two games and finished off the Mavs. They should. Warriors should beat the Mavericks tonight, right? And you are confident that the Celtics are going to beat the Heat when they play again on Friday. Do you have the same level of confidence in the Golden State Warriors to finally put Maverick to bed?
I do. Because of I just thought that the Warriors didn't even play their best game, and they were still able to kind of come back.
But there's been a theme there, though. There has been an issue with their shooting. They haven't been, when you say, well, they haven't been consistent, they also haven't been all that great in this, in these finals. And if you go back and look at some of the games from when they played Utah, or wait, was it Memphis? Who'd they play?
They played Memphis.
Yeah. When they played Memphis, they weren't really hitting them threes as heavy as normal either. I felt like there's been something wrong with their shooting, or is that just my imagination?
I don't know if it's something wrong, but I will agree with you that they've been incredibly streaky. And that's not what we know of this Warriors team.
Only be Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, it would be the big letdown. Oh, his stats are amazing, Jeffrey. Yeah, but he'll brick-o-matic on you at the wrong time and cost you the game. And well, now it seems like it's all of them. And then it seems like it's contagious. You don't seem to have one guy slumping and the other guy's firing all cylinders. I think we saw that one time lately with the Warriors where Klay was sort of clunky and the other two guys were cranking, and then all of a sudden Klay got a couple at the end. But something is up with the shooting of the Golden State Warrior guards, man.
So something is up. I think with Steph, is just, we're not going to see like 2016 Steph again, because that guy was on another planet. I think Steph is at the point in his career where he's still really, really good. In fact, he's still great, but he's not going to be, in another stratosphere Steph that we've seen in years past. And I think we've seen a decline in what Klay Thompson can do as he's coming back from that injury that he had, the Achilles. And I think it's still a lot to ask Jordan Poole to show up and be the third Splash Brother every single night at this stage in his career too. So I think that the Warriors just don't have the high level 3-point shooting that they had in years past, but they're still really damn good. And I think most nights they put teams away.
I think they need to have Steve Kerr show up in one of those Wingstop commercials and say, hey, get your ass back to practice. What are you doing here with these idiots? All right, let's take a break. We'll talk more about Dallas and the Golden State Warriors playing tonight at 6 p.m. On TNT. And we have other basketball stuff. But hey, you're right. There's more to life than just the NBA. We've got tons of other stuff to talk about. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Postseason action tonight. First up in the NBA, Western Conference Finals, game number 5 in San Francisco, where the Warriors play host to the Mavericks. A Warriors win, and they punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. Golden State favored by 7, the over-under at 215.5. In the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight, Rangers and Hurricanes will play in North Carolina. This series even at 2 games apiece. Carolina a -150 favorite, the over-under at 5.5 goals. And the Oilers and Flames will play in Calgary. Edmonton leads series 3-1. Calgary a -150 favorite tonight. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is your exclusive home for the 6-time world champion Indoor Football League's Arizona Rattlers.
All right, listen up.
Tune in to The Fanatic for all the fast-paced, hard-hitting action. Listen as the Rattlers work toward the playoffs and their 7th world championship in team history.
Let's keep it going.
Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic. Has any team ever come back from 3-0 down in a best-of-7 playoff series in NBA history? The answer is no. But you never say never.
I mean,
no, listen, I've had this argument with people. They're like, nobody will ever break that record. Oh, they've got this many touchdowns, or they got this many yards, or they've got this many home runs, or they got this many this. No one will ever break that record. And I'm like, well, they did. So it stands to reason eventually that could happen. But Keon seems pretty confident there's no way that's going to happen between the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks tonight at 6 p.m. So
it'll happen eventually. I don't think this is the series.
They won the last game.
Okay, they got to win 3 more in a row against this Warriors team. Good luck doing that. I just if because you can win a game. There's a reason why these series are 7 games, and there's a reason why usually in the NBA, whoever wins the NBA finals, you never feel like, okay, did the best team in the league really win this? You can go through March Madness, and I love March Madness. It is my favorite thing on the sporting calendar. The best team doesn't always win that, because you may have the I don't even remember the name of the university, but the school that was the Peacocks. They show up and then
DeVry comes in and wins in the first round and knocks out the number 2 guy. I get it.
It just happens that way sometimes, where you play a best of 7. When you get down 3-0, you were down 3-0 for a reason. You lost 3 in a row, and now the other team has to beat you once, where you have to win 4 in a row. It's hard to do in basketball. Not impossible, but I just don't see these Mavs being the teams against this Warriors squad to do it.
Okay, so let's take a look at something. Right now, at this moment, the Warriors are up 3-1 over the Mavericks. They're up 3-1 over a lesser team that has one really big star player, and the rest are kind of like, okay, not great, not bad, but okay. Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar at all that the Golden State Warriors are up 3-1 over a team who has one dominant player and some who the hell are they supporting cast? Does it sound familiar at all?
It does sound familiar, except that other team had this guy named Kyrie Irving. So that's not like
I
some
have
guy.
no idea who that is.
It was because 3-1 in the finals.
That sounds like a made up name.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I don't think that's real. If he doesn't believe the world is round, I don't have to believe he exists.
Well, whether or not he believes the earth is round, it's round and he exists. So he was in that series and he played a huge part in that comeback, and Draymond Green did some things that made that series much easier for the Cavs to come back by getting himself suspended. And unless Draymond does that again, and Luka it has an all-time performance, and Jalen Brunson has an all-time performance the way Kyrie did, I just don't see it happening.
You're probably right. That's what it seems like. This does not seem like the team that's going to overcome this. And the funny thing about that is you're right. The team that could overcome this would not be in this position except for injuries. That's the only way you find a team that could overcome this in this position is if they'd had a couple of like a Kyrie Irving with an injury, and then they came back and all of a sudden, oh, it's on now. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I always pause short of it'll never happen.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything is never, but this is one of those things that has happened so many times in the history of the NBA that I will always choose to believe it's not going to happen until I see it.
Fed Fan says you got to give credit to the Mavericks defense. They have played Steph Curry really tight. And what Jason Kidd needs to do is guard everyone but Draymond Green. Challenge Green to beat you with his wonderful jump shot. You say that, Fed Fan, but occasionally you leave him open. He looks around. He actually does. I mean, I'm not even kidding. That's not an exaggeration. He looks around. Okay. Whoosh. And he gets you a three right from the top of the key. So, yeah, in general, you're right. But man, he can burn you. He can burn you enough where you kind of need to have a guy on him.
And part of it is that, and they have played Steph really tight, but you have to respect Steph's range so much, and you have to respect the range of Clay, even that if you leave Draymond by himself and the Warriors spread you out, there is a path for Draymond Green to just get layups.
Yep.
And that's the counter that the Warriors have been using against the Mavericks a lot. And so, yeah, I do give the Mavs credit for what they've done defensively. They just don't have enough guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That team right there needs a Kyrie Irving. You're absolutely right. Not Kyrie Irving specifically, but a Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Somebody coming down the drafts and stuff, or I don't know. I don't want to fix their problems. I hate those guys.
And it's going to be tough for them to do where they are right now. I mean, they're not going to get a lottery guy. So they're going to have to do it really the smart way, that the way the Warriors have done, where they've just done a really good job drafting and player developing. Can the Mavs do that?
Miss Springle says Evan Booker for Jimmy Buckets. Who says no? Okay. Devin Booker for Jimmy Butler. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. And why?
I say why. Yeah.
Like, I just don't know that makes the teams significantly better.
So Jimmy, here's the thing again. People don't need to be bagging on Devin Booker. Devin Booker is a team player. He's also a guy who follows instructions and he goes with the game plan. He's not a selfish player. They've needed him to be a selfish player in the past because they had nothing else. And when they tell him, go get it, he went and got 80. Remember that? So, but right now, the Monty Williams coaching is, okay, we're going to move this thing around. We're going to find the open guy where we're playing as a team, not as a person. And I think Devin Booker has done a fine job with that. Now, I know why you say Evan Booker, because you always say there's no D. I feel like he's improved in that a bit.
That is simply not true anymore. Devin Booker is a willing defender, and he's not great. He's not going to be all NBA first team defense or anything like that, but he defends guys. You know, He's not going to lock them down.
And I've seen him get some steals.
Yeah, but he stays in front of his guy. You know, he switches when he's supposed to. He understands what they're doing defensively with their
he's
scheme.
Definitely improved.
Yeah, I don't think that Devin Booker is a guy that doesn't play defense anymore. I just don't see that as a valid critique.
Mr. Pringle, I think you're looking at the wrong position that needs to be maybe looked at. Lost Toby says Doc Rivers will be the first coach to blow a 3-0 lead. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if of the current group of coaches in the league, if anyone would
believe in him,
it'll be Doc.
If anybody can, I believe in him. Just Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. If both teams hit the 3, it'll be a close game. If one team goes dry from the 3, the other one hits it, boom, blowout. Kind of like either strikeout or home run in the Major League Baseball. True. Blissful Hayes says, Time Lord is shutting down Bam on one leg.
Yeah, that's been impressive to watch. To me, that's been one of my favorite things about this series. Like every time, the only time that Bam actually went off offensively was the one game Robert Williams wasn't there.
Mr. Pringle says Devin Booker is a team player. He plays for Team Kardashian. And then he says, remember the hoodie? Oh, the Lakers hoodie. Come on, man. He's friends with LeBron. It ain't no big deal. That wasn't a good look. I'll be honest. That wasn't a good look.
It's not, but guys wear stuff from other teams that just, if they
he was
like
young, he might have been pissed off too.
Maybe. But if you just like the design or you grew up a fan of a certain team or whatever, I've seen people wear, the old Hornets jackets because they look cool. That's pretty much the only reason you'd wear them.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, Devin Booker should have never, ever done that. You should have never, ever worn another team's gear, period. I think what it wasn't that like an old school, like a Magic Johnson
I think it was like the old starter jacket or something like that.
Yeah. It's more of a tribute to the player than it was to the team. But then again,
yeah, I understand it's not a good look. I wouldn't have done it, but I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it either. I don't know.
It's like I don't see Keon coming in here wearing like a Rockin' Minucci jacket. You know what I mean? Just what the hell, dude? What? You don't even know those guys. All right. So what we need to do now is take a look at the overs, the unders, the spreads, the money lines, and all those things. The over-under tonight, Keon, is 215 between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. What do you say? Over it or under it?
I'm going to say over it. I'm looking for a bounce back game for Golden State. They're going to shoot the ball a whole lot better. It's hard to imagine a world where Golden State shoots the ball the way that they did last game, which by the way, wasn't bad, just wasn't their standard. And then they don't hit their own standard again. I haven't seen it happen too many times this postseason with them. There've been some times in the regular season where you could worry about it. But in the postseason, they've been really good about bouncing back from performances where they didn't necessarily play their best. And I don't expect Luka to cool off. I think Luka's going to continue to shoot the ball really well.
He's the only thing they have that works consistently.
Right. Because everybody else can shoot, but it's when does it happen? Reggie Bullock played well last game, but he couldn't hit anything the game before. Who's going to be the person in Dallas to step up and really help Luka scoring? I imagine Jalen's going to do that going to the basket, but somebody else has to do it shooting. And I think that somebody will step up and make this a high scoring game.
All right. So I think we're both on the same team on over 215. How about the spread? It's 6.5. At least the last time I looked, 6.5. Will Dallas cover the spread?
Well, I don't think Dallas is winning. So I don't think so. I think Golden State's going to cover though.
Wait, so if you cover the spread, that means you won?
Well, I guess
I thought that if you lose, all you have to do is cover the spread, meaning be within 6.5 points.
That's true. For Dallas, that would be the case.
You just said that, making it sound like I'm an idiot over here. And it made me even question it like, oh my God, I'm saying it right. Because I'm new to gambling, damn it. But I made me rethink everything.
Yeah, no, I messed up in how I said that, but I wasn't trying to make you I wasn't trying to make you seem like an idiot.
I'm like, oh crap, I thought I had this figured out.
No, I just don't see Dallas ultimately being in like that 10 point range for them because most of the games in this series have been blowouts. So if you lose in this series, you're also losing by a lot.
Yeah, I think it'll be a high scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do not think that the Mavericks can cover the spread. It'll be within around 10 or so. It'll be around 10 or so. And remember, we don't think 10 is a blowout. 10 is not a blowout as far as the Daily Blender rules have.
Because you could be down, 6, and then a couple of garbage time shots has you down 10. That doesn't mean you were blown out.
Trying to find the rubric we made for that. Here, hold on. Here it is. Let's see. In the NBA, 20 is a blowout. In the NFL, 17 is a blowout. Major League Baseball, 10. Hockey, 4. Soccer, 1.
Oh my God.
And I think that we got yelled at for even that, but that's at least what we wrote down that day. We may change it again in the future. Fifth letter says it was a Mamba Forever sweater, paying respect to one of the greatest to ever play the game. All right. I think that's why we gave him the pass on that. I mean, yeah, you should never wear another team's logo, colors, jerseys, whatnot. But in that circumstance, you can understand why, because not only did he pay respect to, he also had a personal relationship, a friendship with Kobe Bryant. Kobe had actually been mentoring him a little bit because he saw, game appreciates game, right? And so there was a little more going on there than just homage. So Jagdog says, Jeffrey, my 2004 Red Sox were down 0-3 to the dreaded Spankies in the playoffs, won 4 straight, took the series. You never say never. That's what I'm saying, Jagdog. That's what I'm saying. And I bet even then everybody says it'll never happen.
Though baseball's just a different game. It happens in hockey like all the time. So that comparing it sport to sport, but I think it's different in basketball when you say it's never happened. We've had teams take another team all the way to a game 7, but asking an NBA team to win 4 games in a row against a team they just lost 3 in a row to, you are asking an awful lot.
Mr. Springle says, you guys have a point. JT showed up for game 5 in Michael Jordan garb. Michael Jordan has ascended above.
He's beyond basketball.
Yeah,
he is a brand unto himself, literally.
Some people say Kobe did too. You could argue that one.
Kobe was getting there, but Michael is there.
Blissful Hayes says Suns should trade Devin Booker and Chris Paul for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Booker chokes in big game situations. I hate everything about what you just typed there.
And also I don't know that the Nets aren't going to give up Kevin Durant. So that's
Booker had one bad game. He had a bad game. All of them had a similarly bad game. It was a perfect storm of what the bleep. But you can't say Booker chokes in big game situations when it was a game.
Yeah, and seriously, what they went to the finals. There were plenty of big game situations that he did not choke in. What are you talking about?
We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about your Lakers. That's right. You disgruntled sons of bitches. We're going to talk about the fact nobody wants to be your coach. And I'm loving it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. The Miami Dolphins are the only team in football to go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. Don Shula was that coach that led them to that, but there was one coach before Shula. He was the Dolphins' original coach. Can you name him?
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the coach that preceded Don Shula, George Wilson. This is the guy that actually built the team. He only got a couple of seasons in before Shula would take it over and lead the Dolphins to that undefeated Super Bowl season.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights. We're going to tear it up tonight. Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader. Yes! Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Oh, can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we got NBA action tonight, at least on your televisions if you got the TNT, the best NBA broadcast around if you ask me. And listen, the NBA playoffs, can't even call them that now, it's the conference finals, man. Things are heating up, and it's a lot of fun to watch, and even if sometimes the games are odd or predictable, well, there's money to be made by doing a little betting on it. Make it more exciting. And throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no sweat same game parlay each week with FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. You get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. So FanDuel's got a lot of ways to play. Best of all, when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. So if you're new to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code Randy1580 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Once again, that is promo code. You know, we should change this to mine. We should just make it one of mine. I swear to God, he owes me so much money. No, but I'm a good friend. Randy1580. Use promo code Randy1580. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Get her done, as that redneck fella who's not really a redneck pretends to be, that Larry the Cable Guy. You know he's not really a redneck, right?
Yeah.
That is one of the saddest frauds
it's one of the
comedy ever.
Yeah, one of the most disappointing things.
Yeah, because I was there when he was just doing dude comedy. He's a complete fraud. Anyway, you bet you get up to $20 in free bets if your same game parlay during the playoffs don't win. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Now, remember, everybody, you got to be 21 years or older, present in Arizona, refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max free bet, $20 a week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, release Randy. He's not being held captive, guys.
Release him from the vacation he took. We would love that too.
Randy has been drunk ever since he won that big parlay from FanDuel. And he went through all that money quick in the Bahamas, got a chunk of my money to try to get home, and decided to keep the party going in Cabo. So, you know what? You want to feel sorry for him. You want to worry, whatever. He's got splaining to do when he comes back. That's all I know. He's got splaining to do. I know Kiss the Cook. We all miss him. Randy should be at home, sleeping in his own bed, wearing his own underwear. I know he's tired of flipping his underwear and using his own toilet. Free Randy. Well, he's not in prison. I don't listen.
I wish I could be imprisoned in Cabo.
I can't go into a whole lot of detail, but we have ways of knowing he's not in prison. That's all I'm going to say. Fish Tank says, remember, friends, 29 teams are going to choke this year and next year and the next. It's always funny hearing everyone point the finger. You want Durant? Didn't he choke? Do you want Luka? He's about to choke. Everybody settle down.
Yeah, and because losing's not choking. That's just really what it comes down to. Sometimes you just lose. You just have a bad game and you lose.
A choke job is when you're supposed to be the favorite and you lose in the worst imaginable way. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors didn't choke that game in Dallas. They just had a bad game. There's a big difference between a choke and a loss. You know?
Yeah, and there's usually like a psychological aspect to it. Like you get to the free throw line and knock down some crucial free throws, and you miss them both because you're just in your own head. Stuff like that. That's choking.
I will never forget Reggie Miller doing the choke.
Yeah,
the choke thing.
To Spike Lee, and then John Starks missing those free throws.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number one Rattlers fan says Keon is the man. Is he going to be at the Rattlers game Sunday at 3? I want to buy him a beer and I tell his picks. No idea what he's saying.
That part did fall apart at the end.
Then the next text says tail picks. Still. No, I don't think Keon's going to be there. No.
Yeah, no. We'll I don't know. We'll figure it out one of these days. But when the Rattlers are home, usually I'm here making sure that you can hear it on the radio. So. I haven't been able to get out there.
Lost Toby says, I volunteer to lead an expedition to rescue Randy from the Mexican cartel. Trust me, he is not under the thumb of the cartel. The cartel generally stays out of the resort areas because, they have a deal and it's money. So he's not in danger where he is. The only danger is of him draining the radio station credit card. And I don't know how he got his hands on it, but we know for a fact he's been using it. So don't worry about Randy. He'll be fine till I get my hands on him. Blissful Hayes says a choke job is a number 1 overall seed Phoenix Suns losing a game 7 at home by 33. God damn, that does feel like a choke job, doesn't it?
I mean, look, it's a pretty bad loss, but again,
I said one time, yes, one choke. They did choke in that game. That was a loss, but that he hasn't choked.
Yeah, but
before.
when you talk about Devin Booker, you say he chokes in big games. Go ahead and find me these games. And I don't know that. And again, can you put that on Devin Booker?
Everybody choked together in that game.
Yeah, that was a team.
But if you want to put it on him, you could say he choked. But that game, what other game can you say that happened in? Blissful Hayes is just a Laker hater. 602 Pats fan says choke example Falcons in Super Bowl 51. That's a choke job.
There you go. You're up 21 points going into the half.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you start doing a little celebrating, a little dancing early, and then next thing you know, you've lost the Super Bowl. Like your win percentage in that game was something like 90% going into the third quarter, and you find a way to blow that. That's a choke job.
Yep.
The city of Atlanta knows it very well.
Quarterback.
Yeah, but I think that's another one of those team implosions too, because there were so many things wrong. I think Kyle Shanahan, he's my scapegoat of that game, but yeah.
Just a tip says Ray Liotta, he's a fraud too. No way he was a real tough guy. I hope that in his memorandum, they use that scene from that J-Lo movie where he slides down on this dude. He was on NBC. So I hope they use that in memorandum. You just see him just go. He says Larry the Cable Guy was just playing a part, same as Ray played parts. And as for the paycheck Randy White got, I doubt any of us would have done different. No, here's the Larry the Cable Guy. That's just playing a part, but it's also so far away from the reality of who he is. Comedy is always better when you're honest. Lost Toby says CP3 is a career choke artist.
Again, Is he though?
Losing big series is not always choking.
And he's been injured a lot, but that's not choking.
But I'll give you that last game. I will give you this last game. But again, it wasn't just Devin. It was the Suns choked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, from pick a guy that was on the floor. They all choked as a team, as a unit. I just hate to in a team sport single out one guy. And sometimes you can. I just don't know
choked.
In that game.
The Lakers choked pretty hardcore. They choked just existing.
I think, from the beginning of the season when their general manager decided, yep, this is the team we want to roll with.
It's a fraud. They're fraudulent. Let's talk about the Lakers trying to find themselves a head coach. They have been rejected here and now they've got three guys they're focused on. And I told you guys before, one of the questions in the interview was, hell are you going to do about this Russell Westbrook problem? And I think Terry Stotts is working on trying to get this job hard because he's like, I'm intrigued in working with Russell Westbrook, which isn't that exactly what you'd want to hear? So you like, I'm intrigued with Russell Westbrook, meaning you didn't make a horrible mistake. I might just be the guy to help realize your vision. You insufferable kiss ass Terry Stotts. Hey, you got the job.
I can't blame him for doing it. If there's a job available and you want to take it, and Terry Stotts was really good when he was up there in Portland with the Blazers. So I like him. I think he's a fantastic coach, but I thought Frank Vogel was a fantastic coach. So I don't know what to make of this. You hire Terry Stotts, your problems are not going to be fixed, but he's saying all the right things to get the job.
Bruno Baller just said, Jeffrey, out of the blue collar comedy guys, which one would be your favorite? Larry the Cable Guy, Ron White, Jeff Foxworthy, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Neither can I, because I hate the redneck comedy. I don't like any of them, but I'll give Ron White, probably he's the purest of the comics. Jeff Foxworthy, all right. He's like, I don't know. But he found a gimmick, worked it, and he's a likable fella. But as far as pure comedian, Ron White would be the guy. But even then, no thanks. 888-368-1580. So back to the Lakers now. All right. So who would you choose if you were GM of the Lakers, Keon? Would it be Milwaukee Bucks assistant Darvin Ham?
That's a name.
Portland Trailblazers coach Terry Stotts, who is in his second interview. By the way, is he still the coach of the Trailblazers?
No.
Okay, good. Because he's in trouble if he is. And then Golden State Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson. Which one of those three guys would you think would be the best qualified coach? Forget about for the Lakers. I'm saying just to be a good coach.
I'm leaning towards Terry Stotts because I just think he has the most experience out of the group of guys. Atkinson's really well liked in the league, though. So I feel like he's one of those guys that could just end up getting a job anywhere. And if Atkinson wants this job, I think what gives him the advantage is that he's in the Lakers organization. He already understands the dynamics. He already understands how the players work together,
I have a question.
Or
who's
don't.
Who's in the Lakers organization?
Atkinson. He's
with the Warriors.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's busy. Reason, he's still working where the Lakers aren't.
I don't know why I penciled him in the Lakers organization there, but
no.
I don't know. I think you're asking a lot of a guy that if he coaches in Golden State and has what the Warriors have there, Warriors assistants, I don't want to say tend to flounder, but I think a lot of them leave all of that talent and then you expect them to be able to replicate that somewhere else and they can't do it. It's tough to do with the Lakers because the Lakers can't shoot.
Well, Jeannie Buss ain't screwing around. They're all having their second interviews and the third ones are on the way. So they're going to interview the hell out of these guys. I don't even know if the right one is in there.
I don't know either, but I really like Terry Stotts in Portland and I was kind of confused when they decided to move on from him. I think they just wanted to shake something up. But yeah.
Miss Pringle says, Lakers suck. Quit mentioning them, please. Fair enough. Okay. It was more just a laugh at how bad they are in it.
And that's going to happen from time to time.
Yeah. Can't help ourselves. Bruno Baller says, yeah, Ron White would come out with a drink and a cigarette doing a skit. Yes, he would. Pats fan, 602 Pats fan says, funniest was when Mohamed Sanu said they were going to put up 40 points or so on the Patriots. Ass.
He shouldn't have said that, but that's the mistake a lot of people make when they play the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
You don't get people saying that, even like just calling somebody ass. All right, guys, 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. You know me, I'm a huge football fan, but it can be stressful for us super fans. So Progressive is going to help take your mind off your team for a moment. Instead of thinking about how your team threw the wrong ball on the wrong net, just think about how Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Well, hope this distraction about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer was helpful. It sure helped me from stressing about my team for a bit. Anyway, go sports.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
It's a Jamie from Progressive.
Jamie.
No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud sound, so I'm going to talk louder. What can I help you with today? Oh, yeah, Progressive can do that. Ugh, there's that noise again. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit CBIalliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K242 Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm a good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White, who's still traipsing about in Mexico with his FanDuel vacation. We got Keon Rose there in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Big George is on the text line, says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Thursday. Another cloudy day here in Carlsbad. All right. I'm stopping you right here. It's 105 degrees here. I don't want to hear about how nice your temperatures are. Okay. I'm not reading that part because it's not fair to the rest of us. He says he's going to take his 3-month-old son to his first baseball game on Saturday to see the Padres take on the Pirates. Where are you sitting? Please tell me you're not going to be that guy. who's holding the baby, catching a foul ball. That's just, please don't be that guy. Why are you taking the baby to the ball? Why are you taking the baby to the ball game? Oh, he just sent a picture of the baby in his Padres uniform and hat. That is adorable. And that kid is huge. Oh my God. He looks like he's big enough to drive now, George. Oh my God. I wonder how tall this one's going to be. Anyway, but yeah, don't hold the baby and try to catch a foul ball. Protect the baby. Shield the baby with your ginormous 7-foot body, George. I mean, really, I am betting that George can palm the kid in his hand. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Protect the baby. Okay. Nobody cares about the foul ball, especially at a Padres game. Okay. Just protect the baby. Kiss the Cook says, so Randy's hanging out in Cabo, huh? More than likely with his newfound fortune, he's partying with Jimmy Buffett at Margaritaville. I bet he got a tattoo of a naked lady on his twin cheek. So when he twerks, it looks like her chesticles are moving around. Damn it, Randy. Well, no, he ran out of his money and he's moved on to my money and now on to CRC Broadcasting money. He's got a lot of questions to answer when he comes home. I'll tell you that much. Pink Eye says, hello, guys. Are you sure Randy isn't locked up? No, we're sure. We're tracking the situation. I know exactly where he's at. I know exactly what he's doing. Navy Brad says, answer this. Why would the Raiders give Kaepernick a tryout? What a waste of time. Well, when you tag it with what a waste of time, I already know where you're coming with this, Navy Brad, because it's not a waste of time. We don't have a lot of really good quarterbacks out there. And if there's a chance he still has enough talent to play the game, then give the guy his tryout. I mean, everything that he was kneeling for, protesting for, turned out he was right. And now you've got Black Lives Matter in the end zone and on the helmets. And he has said this himself. He's like, we're at a point now, there's no reason to blacklist this guy. The NFL has settled with him. The NFL has also said, you know what? There's a point to this. So I get it, Navy Brad, being a military guy, it hit you the wrong way. It hit a lot of people the wrong way at first when you didn't understand what was really going on. It was just like, whoa, why would you do that? But now we're at a different point, Navy Brad. And, he was blackballed. He was denied his opportunity. Now, I'll contend, I think that his talent level or whatever was between the ears probably did that for him, kneel or not kneel. He was heading his way out. I mean, after Kurt Warner comes and works with you to try to figure out whatever your yips are about and your yips are still there, it's not looking good. But to be fair on this, give the man his workout. What do you lose, Navy Brad? You say it's a waste of time. I say Jacoby Brissett went 8-8 for my Colts. I kind of feel like if Colin Kaepernick had gotten over his yips, he would have been a better choice for my team to maybe get a couple more wins. I don't know what sort of condition he is or would have been in, but from historical information, better than Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I mean, because it's valuable to have a backup quarterback who can give you something. Derek Carr is obviously the starter there. No, we're not talking about giving Colin Kaepernick the starting job, but to try him out to see, okay, can I have another quarterback on this roster who might be able to give us something? And remember, they had Marcus Mariota there in Vegas too. And Mariota was able to give them some packages as well, where they were able to go, okay, 3rd and 1. Sure. Yeah, we can use the mobility of Marcus Mariota. You might be able to do a similar thing with Colin Kaepernick if you like what you see at the workout.
And Andrew Luck walked off the damn field in preseason.
Yeah. Look,
give the guy a workout. Give the guy a chance to say, yes, everything everybody thought about me is true. I am not up to the task. Or I have figured some things out and I'm ready to go and help your team win. Either way. It's not a waste of time, Navy Brad. In fact, if for the people who are anti-Colin Kaepernick, and if he fails, now you can say, I told you so. And then we all go on with our lives. Okay? It's never a waste of time if there's a chance that somebody is going to be good and do the job. Yeah. Especially in the quarterback drought we currently live in. What would you rather have? Deshaun Watson groping up the masseuses or Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee because he didn't like the way things were going between the police and the African American community. Okay, I mean, I'm simplifying things, I know, and there's a lot of negative stuff that you can connect to Colin Kaepernick. He did screw himself over quite a few things. You know what I'm saying? He made mistakes in this, and I don't know about his intentions on everything, but I have to take him at his word, and he's not wrong. Okay, nothing he said was incorrect. Now, outside of motivation, everything else, he wasn't wrong. So here we are. Give him his shot.
And it's not a waste of time for NFL scouts to do this, because NFL scouts do this anyway. First off, my team ran Taylor Heineke out there for 16 games as a starter. 16 games.
They
Taylor
put Tim
Heineke.
Tebow in a training camp as a tight end. No, he didn't make the team in the end, even with clown-ass Urban Meyer, but he got the training camp.
Yeah.
Put Colin Kaepernick in a goddamn training camp, and let's find out.
How many teams have kicked the tires on Adrian Peterson? Adrian Peterson, who, by the way, is a bad person.
Dirt bag.
Completely. Give Adrian Peterson a tryout. We know there's nothing left in the Adrian Peterson tank, but every season there's some team that's like, oh yeah, week 3, let's take a look at Adrian Peterson. This is the NFL. They look at everybody.
Yep.
This is not a waste of time, unless all those other things were a waste of time, in which case we just have an entire league just wasting time.
No such thing as a waste of time in assessing someone and giving them a shot. Navy Brad says, I accept what you have said, Jeffrey. Great job. Thanks, Navy Brad. I appreciate that. You're a good man. And hey, I don't always get it right, so I appreciate that. Pistol Petey says, do you think Cap potential signing is a cover-up for all the Raiders scandals and firings, etc.? You know, good publicity. I don't care about their intentions, because there's a couple of other teams who have shown interest in taking a look at Colin Kaepernick too. This is a quarterback needy league. For the Raiders, even before all the issues, Mark Davis said that, you know, if they decide that they being the GM and the coach, if they decide they want to bring in Colin Kaepernick, they have my blessing. There's no blacklist here with the Raiders, he said. And I don't know if that was in between groping women or whatever the hell he's been up to, but at least at that moment, he wasn't in trouble. The only thing that people gave him a hard time was that horrible haircut and that demonic look he had.
Which he can't help. That's his face.
So at the time, he said, yeah, go ahead, guys. If you think he's a fit and the right guy for the team, then let's do this thing. So, yeah, at this point, could it be? I understand, Pistol Petey, why you think that, i.e. Washington Commandos. Every time a new allegation came out, hey, we're changing the name. We're no longer racists. Another allegation when cheerleaders comes out. Oh, hey, we're gonna. Oh, let's do this. They kept releasing.
Oh, look,
things.
We're gonna honor Sean Taylor at a.
Hey,
and then they did that wrong.
Yeah. Hey, Mahomes, you and your family stand there.
Stand right on the number. Yeah. Oh boy.
So, yeah, I guess the word on the street is the tryout did go well, and you know, they're gonna, you know, share, I'm sure, these findings with some other people, and I say. Again, I want to put this to rest. I'm tired of the conversation. Maybe it's because I'm also tired, and I'm not talking about you, Navy Brad. You're not that person, but I'm saying I'm tired about the racist coming out of the woodwork and making this into some sort of an argument. We need to be done with that and just say, is he a quarterback that can play? Is he not? Let's move on from there. Because let's face it, this one issue ain't solving racism. You racist sons of bitches that are out there listening right now, first thing I want you to do is change the station, because I hate you. But second, this isn't going to be the deciding factor one way or the other. So I'm so tired of the conversation. Give him the job or don't give him the job. Tell us he's not up to it. He is up to it. Let's move on with our lives. Because guess what? The next ugly fight is just over the horizon, and I'd like to get a little strength up for that one. Fish Tank says, speaking of quarterbacks, what is up with Baker Mayfield? How is he not on the Seahawks right now, or another team who needs a quarterback? Well, because they aren't sure if they're going to have Deshaun Watson in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, or at all. The testimony is not going great. He has admitted that a girl cried after one of his encounters,
and that he texted her to say that he was sorry.
Now there is a word. He has had what he's called consensual sex with a couple of the gals. everything that is happening is starting to look worse and worse. Now, of course, his lawyers are saying, well, the fact that the grand jury said they weren't going to go ahead with anything should be all the NFL needs. But that's not the way it works.
And that's not the way it has ever worked in the NFL.
And right now, the NFL is seeing all the testimony and all the stuff going, ooh, yeah, there's going to have to be a thing. There's going to be a thing. And that's why Baker Mayfield just sitting there. Because now the Browns are going to have to kiss his ass to keep him from sitting out.
And like, of all the quarterbacks that are kind of, being pouty and whiny, the person with the strongest case is actually Baker Mayfield.
Right. Absolutely right.
Because it sounds like the Browns promised him some things and then immediately went out to replace him. And now you're going to have to make nicey nice with Baker. And good luck with that, because Baker's a temperamental guy. You're going to have to do a lot of work there. I just think that they jumped the gun with the Deshaun Watson thing. The cases weren't cleared. The Miami Dolphins wanted Watson last year, but they wanted 18 of those cases settled. Watson refused to settle those cases, or his lawyer did. And so the Dolphins didn't make a move for him because they were just like, we don't know what any of this stuff is going to look like. And sure enough, here are the Browns being the Browns, making a decision that only the Browns can make. Let's extend our rookie quarterback on it. Like, let's give him that 5th-year option and then try to pursue a guy that we're going to pay in all cash $230-something million.
We thought the Browns are done doing Brownsy things a couple of years ago. They're not. No, they are not done doing Brownsy things. So, you know what? I want to go back to the Kaepernick thing for just a second. And I'm curious, who do you think the other teams are that were looking at Kaepernick? I have to wonder. The first team that pops into my mind. Now, we know there's quarterback hungry teams. And I'm sure if you name one, you're probably right. But one I'm going to kind of roll back to that makes a lot of damn sense. Pittsburgh Steelers. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they be looking at Kaepernick? They got garbage as who'd they bring in though? They
drafted Kenny Pickett in the draft.
Oh, okay. So but as far as a veteran and a backup, putting Colin Kaepernick in there with him, getting rid of Mason Rudolph, that guy is useless. Who else is in there?
They brought in Trubisky.
You get rid of it from Buffalo. Who'd you rather have?
I think Trubisky could be a solid backup, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't work out Kaepernick and just not see if, like, okay, let's put it side by side. Trubisky and Colin. Who do you have? I can't imagine that it's an easy decision to make, because what we've seen Trubisky do the last time we saw him playing actual games that mattered.
Yeah. He's going to be a backup somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, Trubisky will be around. He's going to be a journeyman backup for the rest of his career, because that's just where he is right now. I would think, as far as backup quarterbacks go, I don't know, couldn't hurt to have him in like Cincinnati. Couldn't hurt to have him in, I mean, God, if you're Houston, what are you?
Houston.
Yeah.
Of course, Houston.
If you're Houston, I don't know what you're waiting for.
And really, of course, the Panthers.
If the Panthers aren't on that list, I would be so confused, because they've got nothing going on at quarterback.
I feel like the Steelers, because they do tend to step in where other people fear to tread. And to try to help right some rights and do certain things. So,
and the Rooney Rule comes from
yeah.
So yeah,
they've got to be on that list. Maybe you're right. Maybe not too high up, but yeah. So it'd be real interesting to see here in the next few days what transpires with that. But okay, so we got Panthers. I don't know about the whole Cincinnati thing though. We got Panthers
just as
Texans.
a backup, because Joe Burrow, look, he played all of last season, but if you have any questions about his ability to stay healthy, he took a bunch of sacks.
That's right. They had Andy Dalton as his backup. Who do they have now?
Oh God, let me take a look here.
It's a good point.
The old depth chart.
And it's tough because,
yeah, they got Brandon Allen and Jake Browning. I don't even know who Jake Browning is, and Brandon Allen is okay.
Might be made up names. It's like a scam. Somebody's getting money under the table or something. Fed Fan says, I have a question. I just received a check for escrow overpayment. My lender sent me. My monthly statement shows I owe $0. Does this mean I paid off my mortgage a year early? Should I start dancing now? So you paid too much. You got a check. Did that overpayment equal the amount of or at least close to, of a house payment? Boy, it sort of seems like that. If your monthly statement shows a big old zero, I would call them and make sure, but I think you may be on your way to dancing the way that sounds. Good for you, Fed fan. Fish Tank says, I rarely hope a player holds out, but I do hope that Watson gets suspended, Baker holds out, and then the Browns just gonna brown. It would be the Schadenfreude of football. I think we'd all enjoy that a little bit, but then feel sorry for some of the good players that are on the Browns. Yeah, that ain't right. That ain't fair,
guys like Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb, who've never really done anything wrong.
Hurt nobody.
They're just going to be on a bad team now. Jedrick Wills, the left tackle, I like a lot. He's never done anything.
Pistol Petey says, hey, if not Baker to Seattle, possibly trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. They're in the same division. I don't see that happening. I mean, you're right. It should, they could do worse, but yeah.
And then also it's not that Jimmy Garoppolo is a bad quarterback, because I'm not a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan, but I'm not a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan for the price that you'd have to pay. And I don't know if the Seahawks want to be tied up with all that.
They don't got a lot of money, period. I mean, did they free up a bunch of money when Russ left? I feel like that they're still a little bit in trouble on the cap. Fed fan says, I know, I'm shocked. I'm going to make some calls tomorrow. Hefty Lefty says, Keon, you don't know the pride of Folsom, California. Talking about Jake Browning. Well, neither do I.
You are correct. I don't know. I don't know the pride of,
including you, Hefty, including you. Big George says he's going to be sitting right behind home plate at that Padres game. Going to be plenty of netting to protect us. I made sure to sit in an area that was safe from the foul balls. Yeah, buddy, but still keep that head on a swivel. You got to protect that. You got to protect that little kid. That is your number one job for the next 18 years, Big George. Protect little Jeffrey O'Brien Jr. I'm just kidding. Well, I forgot what you named him. Well, it was a cool name. What is his name? I already forgot. Sorry. Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Big Bubba. Or are we calling him Little George? I don't know. Lost Toby says Jimmy G to Baltimore. So you think you know what's going on with Lamar Jackson, do you? You think you have it figured out. Nobody has that figured out. Nobody knows. And one guy popped up and said something about the whole Lamar Jackson thing. Because Lamar's not talking to the Ravens about his renewal. He's not. He doesn't want to talk about it, but he says he wants to stay. He's very confusing until one player steps said, the problem is he thinks he doesn't deserve it. He knows that they want to give him like a huge contract, but right now he's in a head where he doesn't think like he deserves it. He feels like he needs to win a Super Bowl to deserve that. So his agent has got to be losing his bleeping mind if that is true. But that is the thought process that he doesn't feel like he's done what he needs to do to get that money, even though I think we all agree this is a guy who needs that money. He should get that money. And he shouldn't have to go backwards up to the boss to get his paycheck. He's earned it. But that shows you the kind of competitor he is. He doesn't want to go up and take a big check after getting, losses in playoff games and not getting playoffs. So a lot of respect for Lamar Jackson, but dude, you got to get over that.
Yeah.
You just got to get over that.
Just get the money.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Donate it if you feel that way.
Yeah. But
not all of it.
But man, what you've done between Pee-wee football and getting to the pros, he's handled himself like a professional every step of the way. If he really feels like he doesn't deserve it, I don't know what to say. I can't imagine a situation where someone who has developed as he has become a better passer of the football. He has put up those monster numbers. People worried, well, could he win a playoff game? He finally managed to do that. So I can't imagine how his mindset is, but also I've heard like he's very self-critical.
Did you ever see Ballers?
I did not know.
All right, so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson played a former football player, now agent, and I think that's what it was. You need a guy like that to go in there, private meeting with Lamar, put him in a headlock, and say, "Hey, listen, the agency's commission depends on this check. Sign the paper." And then they all walk out a little bit disheveled, but happy. I think that's what has to happen.
Yeah, I don't think Lamar has an agent.
When we come, oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that's making it extra weird.
So when we come back, it's time for Keon's top 5 at Not Quite 5. It's about the NFL quarterbacks. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so whip down your phone was out. Put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
NASCAR Championship weekend is back at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers will put it all on the line to claim NASCAR greatness. The Truck Series Championship kicked things off Friday night under the lights.
We're going to tear it up tonight.
Followed by an action-packed Saturday, where fans will witness an ARCA and Xfinity Series Championship doubleheader.
Yes, yes, yes.
Don't miss out on the action November 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now for NASCAR Championship weekend at PhoenixRaceway.com or call 866-408-RACE.
Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
It's a Jamie from Progressive. Jamie. No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud sound, so I'm going to talk louder. What can I help you with today? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, Progressive can do that. Ugh, there's that noise again. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We have been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
The Rams were built to win the Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Rams have won Super Bowl 56. But if you think that brought the end of the NFL season,
You'd better think again.
the NFL is a year-round beast, and we keep you in the know. Free agency, trades, retirements, hirings, firings, holdouts, injuries, training camps, and a whole lot more.
Football is always in season here.
We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Your home for football.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hefty Lefty says Ari Gold would have shot Lamar's agent with a paintball gun by now. Yeah. Kiss the Cook says Kaepernick to the Cardinals. Fish Tank says, I think Lamar probably thought he didn't deserve the money after he lost the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. That right there can end a career. It's a good point. Santa's number one helper says, send Jackson over here. Where's over here, Santa? Where's I don't know who your team is. Fed Fan says, have fun at the ball game, Big George. And Big George reminds me, you're right. His kid's name is Luke. Luke, I am your father. Yeah, if you don't get that kid for Halloween, in a little robe with a lightsaber, and you wear the Darth Vader, you're not living your life right. You're just not, Big George.
That's true.
Booger Wolf says, so you're telling me Randy the Candyman White is out flipping patties on some crazy hose in Mexico? What does that even mean?
That is just a lot of words were texted there.
Yeah, it is.
And they don't.
He's a married man. He's the wonderful Miss Kim is his wife. Just because he's out there she's with him. They're having a crazy time out there. So no, there's no crazy hose in Mexico, even though that does alliterate nicely. I mean, it does rhyme. I got to give you that credit, but we don't call them hose. 888-368-1580. Unless there really are a hoe, then maybe I'll say she's a hoe. But in general, we don't just call them hoes arbitrarily. There's a conversation, there's a thought process, there's a consensus, and we all get together and be like, holy crap, she a hoe. But she, she is not a hoe until proven a hoe. There's a due process, Booger Wolf. And I think you've leapt over it, and that's inappropriate. I just wanted to stare at the camera earnestly for a moment just to really drive that point home. All right. Well, at some point, we'll find out who the other teams were that were interested in Colin Kaepernick. But right now, it's time for more NFL quarterback talking. And Mr. Keon Rose is ready for his top 5 at not quite 5. Lay it on me, Keon.
All right. So, we're in the mood for NFL quarterbacks. So why not stick to the point and just talk some NFL quarterbacks and have our top 5 NFL quarterbacks, going into this season.
You go first.
All right. So, gonna do a little bit of projection.
Can I just say this just for can I just show you? I'm not going to show you up front, but I want you to know I'm not cheating off your paper. All right. I'm not going to let this come into focus, but I got 2 pages with stats and everything to prove my point. So in case ours are similar, I did research this and I am ready for the assignment.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm just getting ahead of the haters. That's all I'm doing.
That's fair. That's fair. Right. There is a possibility for similarities on this list, but somehow I think, I don't know, you get into this top 5 and everyone's got their own things that they're looking forward to. So number 5, I have Tom Brady.
I'm sorry. That wasn't fair. That wasn't very nice of me. What? I just can't believe you put him in your top 5. Go ahead. Explain. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think
I have already won, by the way.
I'll have you now. I have Tom Brady in my top 5 because the guy continues to be a winner. It doesn't really matter. He's got receivers go down and they still find a way to keep chugging along. And I really like that the offense, that they kind of gave it more over to what Tom Brady wants to do. That first year, Bruce Arians was like, nah, this is my offense. I want Brady to do what I'd like. But, they kind of gave the reins over to Brady. And even Bruce Arians said, now, I don't even really deal with the offense. I just let Leftwich and Brady handle that. That offense is Tom Brady's offense. And, they start slow to start the season, but they always seem to be clicking right after, that bye week period for them heading into the postseason. So, yeah, I do have Tom Brady on my list. I think he's still performing at an incredibly high level.
I got 10 guys ahead of him, but go ahead. It's your list.
Okay. Number 4, I got Aaron Rodgers. Regular season owns everything, dominates everything. I think the postseason is why I have him at 4. Just a lot of the stumbles there, but in terms of year in and year out dudes in the MVP conversation, I've got Aaron Rodgers there at number 4. Number 3, I've got Justin Herbert. I think that dude is going to take a massive leap forward this season. Last season he had some of the highest percentage completion of throws under pressure of anybody in the NFL. And they gave him an offensive line. He's not even going to be throwing under pressure this season. They brought his weapons back. They've upgraded all of that. They've given him an even better defense. So no excuses for Justin Herbert this season, but I think that there aren't going to be any excuses. He's been phenomenal. Number 2, I have Patrick Mahomes. I don't think I have to really explain a whole lot with Patrick Mahomes. He's
no stats necessary.
Very known commodity, Patrick Mahomes. And he's generally the best quarterback in the league, except this year I've got number 1, Josh Allen moving into the top spot, because I think that Josh Allen's going to take a massive leap forward. And I think also the mobility that Josh Allen has is something that gives him an edge over Patrick Mahomes. And I am looking forward to those two guys dueling in the playoffs again.
Okay. Wow. You have some old guys in there that I do not have in there. Mm-hmm. This is, were you trying to figure this out for fantasy football or for, winning games?
Winning games.
Because my list is very different than yours. Okay, let me start out with my number 5. He was in the Super Bowl. They did not win. Everything you said, Keon, is correct, but I can only have Joe Burrow at number 5 right now because there's still a small sample size. Just a couple of years. I don't count college. So,
right.
He had, everything about him was right. He did have an uptick in interceptions last year, but then you could also look at that as an O-line issue. You're under pressure, you're getting hurried, you're getting killed, and then, things are going to happen. So I'm not going to hold that against him. But as far as his stat lines go, no, he is on target. But I got to keep him at 5 this year because even if you don't win the Super Bowl, the next year seems to be a little harder. But he'll have help. It'll be a little easier. I probably should have him higher, but I'm going to have him at 5 right now because
I had him at like 6 because of the amount of sacks that he took. And a lot of that is the offensive line. But there were times where Joe Burrow just held on to the football a really long time. So I'd like to see him clean that up. And they have fixed the offensive line to a degree. So
and now he can hold the ball a little longer and make better decisions. Mm-hmm. But you're right. You hold the ball too long, even with the good O-line, that's about the time interceptions start to come back, right?
Right.
So okay, Joe Burrow is my number 5. I feel like that might have been low. All right, so my number 4 is a lot of people's number 1. Many people, including Keon, are going to put Josh Allen at number 1. Now, the difference between him and everybody else in my list, there's only one guy in my list who has more years on him than Josh Allen. Josh Allen has just sort of creeped up, gotten better. But I feel like he's hit his plateau. I don't think that he's a good quarterback. He's going to, do well for them for quite a few more years. But I don't have him at the top levels of everybody else. Yeah. And by the way, for some reason, when I was looking at his stats, they put him at 1.96 meters. I don't know why.
Wait,
I had to translate that to 6'4".
We went metric system.
I don't know why.
That's a weird website then.
Because I was looking at all of his yards and his touchdowns, and he has the stats. He has everything you need. You've seen improvement every single year. Last year, his interceptions were up pretty much too. And I don't know if he has the same O-line argument as Joe Burrow, but they had the exact same amount of interceptions, 15. So, his mobility is what has me put him above Joe Burrow, and the upside on him. I don't know if he's going to get better, but I don't know if he needs to.
He threw 45 passing touchdowns this season. Like, I don't know how much better. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm talking about he threw 36.
36.
Look at it right here. He threw 36 touchdowns.
Okay.
What year are you looking at?
I got the 2021 stats here and the on the NFL.
That's what I'm looking at. 2021, unless they added on to make the playoffs.
Maybe. I think that's what happened.
Because I got 2021, 36 touchdowns. The year before, 37. The year before, 20. The year before that, 10. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure my stats are right. Stop interrupting me. I'm only on 4. Come on.
No, you're good.
So, number 3, Patrick Mahomes. I got Patrick Mahomes at number 3. Here's why. He's a guy who I think has plateaued with his little circus act. I think he's going to be a competent, player. He's got his Super Bowl. He's got his records. He's, I don't know. He's not looking like the same Patrick Mahomes. And my wife will tell you it's because he had a baby. That's why, you're getting married, having babies and stuff. And, but yeah, I don't know that you're going to see Patrick Mahomes being the Patrick Mahomes you saw. We didn't see Odell Beckham Jr. continue to be the Odell Beckham Jr. we first saw. All these guys who have these special little things, those things start to change. And when you get paid, things start to change. I'm not saying that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be a great quarterback. I got him at 3. But comparatively, I don't think you're going to see him be the same Patrick Mahomes. I hope I'm wrong because, God, he's so much fun to watch when he is. It's just like Steph Curry. You're not going to see Steph Curry be the same Steph Curry. I understand. Patrick Mahomes is not as old as Steph Curry, but football ages you so much faster, doesn't it?
It does. I'm still surprised to see him at 3 on your list now.
Number 2, Matt Stafford. He won the damn Super Bowl. He has shown you year in and year out how good of a quarterback he is. Nobody ever wants to give him credit for all the crap years in Detroit. And here he is with crazy yards every season. He had 41 touchdowns last season. And listen, Matt Stafford is as good as advertised. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't win the Rams another Super Bowl or two. So the fact he's not even in your top five, is a shocking thing to me, Keon. Do you just not believe that Matt Stafford can continue to produce?
No, I believe he can continue to produce. Matt Stafford was dropped into the most ready-made to win situation of any quarterback in the entire NFL.
He was in the most ready to lose situation,
right?
And his stats were there. He was in the most ready to win situation. His stats were
and
there.
I had him
didn't change at all.
I had him top 10 before. I never had him top 5. That's my point. I didn't have him top 5 before this season. I'm not having him top 5 now because I think that anybody on my top 5 you put on that Rams team, they win a Super Bowl.
I believe in Matt Stafford.
Okay.
But not as much as I believe in Justin Herbert. I got him at number 1. 5,000 yards last season, 38 touchdowns. No, he's not perfect, but he's 2 years in and growing faster than anybody else. He did get the interception bug a little bit, but this kid is just quietly, crazily that good. And the Chargers got better this year. They got better, and that's going to make him better. And that's why I'm saying that kid is going to show you that he's going to be the number 1 quarterback this year. And that's my list.
I like the list. I just disagree.
Come at me for Matt Stafford, and I'll come at you for Tom Brady, and maybe even a little bit of Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, man. I don't know how you can come at me for Aaron Rodgers. Dude keeps winning MVPs.
That's why I said maybe. That's why I said maybe.
And for me, Brady, the thing is just the winning. It's just the consistent, constant winning. And it's not like the guy's not putting up.
The merry-go-round's going to stop, man.
Eventually, yeah. But I'm tired of being on the wrong side of picking when it's going to stop.
Well, it kind of stopped last year, didn't it?
Did it? I mean, the championship didn't happen, but second half of the season, somehow they pulled it together and found themselves on the right page. I think those receivers that were injured last year are going to get better and come back and help Tom.
Ryan Fitzpatrick just texted in and says, I feel left out. Well, you were my number 6. It was a top 5, not top 6, Ryan. And I've always said, I want you and I want Gardner Minshew on the Colts. That's what I want out of my
Ryan, you had the hip. That's the only reason why. I mean,
it's not your fault.
Yeah, you didn't have the chance to play and really show us what you can do. Otherwise, you're in the conversation, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I still believe in you, Ryan Fitzpatrick. All right, we got to take a break. There's a lot of texts with a lot of thoughts on our lists when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
It's Jamie from Progressive. Jamie. No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud sound, so I'm going to talk louder. What can I help you with today? Oh, yeah, Progressive can do that. There's that noise again. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30, 50, 70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Man, the text line is blown up on our list. Let's see who they're going after the most. 888-368-1580. Donnie says Captain Kirk's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
That is a lie, and you know it.
It's a horrible lie.
That is just I can't believe you had you. The thing is, if you said that to me, like in person, in public, I wouldn't even argue with you because I wouldn't expect you to be able to defend that position.
Yeah, you walk away from crazy people.
Just like I couldn't expect you to defend that.
Tuck says the fact that Joe Burrow is not in your top 5 makes your entire list pointless, laughable. Keon, that was
okay.
Tuck saying that.
I mean, yeah, no, I get that.
I'm agreeing with him, but still, it was Tuck saying that.
The dude took more sacks than anybody else in the National Football League.
That wasn't his fault.
Look, his offensive line wasn't good, but he wasn't playing behind the worst line in football. He didn't.
Oh,
he took
close to it. Are you kidding
yeah,
me?
So did
the turnstile you want to call the Bengals offensive line?
His offensive line was not worse than Tua's. Tua didn't take more sacks than him. His offensive line wasn't worse than the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan didn't take more sacks than him. So I'm putting some of those on Joe. That's all. He's got to hold on to the ball a little less.
Some of those.
Some. So he's outside the top 5. He's at 6. If I had a whole 10, but it's not called the top 10. It's the Blender top 5.
Yeah, good day, sir.
He's outside of the 5.
He said good day. Booger Wolf says every driver in Tucson deserves to be beaten with a stick. Worst drivers in America. The town stinks. Their feet stink. They all look like Chunk from the Goonies. Bunch of yuck mouth bastards.
Wow.
There's nothing he said there that's wrong. Don't ever go to Tucson.
I haven't tried.
Don't. If you find you have a compass on your car?
I don't.
All right. See, yeah. Oh my God.
But the road signs will tell you, oh, you're heading south on the.
Oh, turn around. Always go back. Don't go 3 states out of your way if you have to. Don't go to Tucson.
I went to an ASU game and they had this Ford sponsorship on the Jumbotron. It was 2 trucks racing, and then one truck beats the other truck and knocks it on to this off ramp that's headed to Tucson. I took that as instructional, personally.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. Well done. You're learning. You're learning. Booger Wolf says Matthew Stafford looks like John Elway's illegitimate son. You horse-toothed schmucks. I always just said he looks like some little kid that just woke up. He always has that sleepy kid look. You know?
I think the top 2 guys in the league that always look like they just woke up are Matt Stafford and Budda Baker.
Oh, don't forget Justin Herbert.
That's true.
He looks like he's still half asleep a lot of the time. You know what I mean? He just his facial expressions. He's like, Booger Wolf, thank you. Silver Pop says, Luca a hoe for show. Come on, man. I get sorry if you call a guy a hoe. Ukla says P. Mahomes is Russell Wilson like. Keon won already. Your peeps don't win Super Bowls, radio pal. Matt Stafford won. Patrick Mahomes won. I'm pretty sure Justin Herbert's going to win one. Josh Allen might mistakenly win one, and eventually Joe Burrow's going to win one.
It's not going to be a mistake for Josh Allen.
Dude, he'll screw around and find a way. President Wallet says, I think we'd have better sports if the contracts were limited to 1 to 3 years. Huh?
Why? I'm not even saying you're wrong.
Which sport are you talking about?
I just want to know what your thought process is on that.
Prison Wallet, explain. You know, like you had to explain in court. You know, same sort of thing. Or like when you were late to your meeting, you had to explain to your probation officer.
Oh, God.
Explain. Big George says, wow, wasn't even close this time. Jeffrey completely dominated this edition, the top 5. Keon didn't even have the competition of Randy, but Jeffrey still dominated. My only criticism of Jeffrey's list is he didn't have 2 of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL in his top 5, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
So you just admitted that 40% of his list is missing 2 guys, and you just...
But the other 3 I put in there made up for it. Okay. So here's the thing about that. I feel, and I didn't want to say this out loud where somebody could record it, but I guess I'm going to. I really do feel like both those guys are going to have drop-off years. Yes, Aaron Rodgers tends to hang around in spite of his age and play at an MVP level. Yes, Tom Brady, year before last, won a damn Super Bowl. But you want to give somebody credit for the team around him. You're trying to diminish Matt Stafford by saying, Keon, oh, you put anybody in that system, he'd win. Tom Brady got lowered into a Buccaneers system that was kind of the same thing. So I can't look at either of these quarterbacks and say they should be in my top 5.
The reason
they're in the top 10, but not in my top 5.
Yeah, with Rodgers' situation is not always ideal. I don't know. He made Geronimo Allison look like a really good receiver. So I'm just
Tom Brady's made lesser receivers look good too.
With Brady,
they are contemporaries, but they're also age-wise about contemporaries.
Yeah. I don't know if I see as much of a fall off for Rodgers. I am a little bit worried about it for Brady, but it was the second half of last season that made me impressed with Tom Brady when his receivers were injured and they were still winning football games. I was like, okay, Tom's still beating people, at least with his mind.
That's what he's doing,
even when his arm is not necessarily the thing that he's beating you with.
Well, when is he ever? With his arm.
That's what I'm saying.
Been a long time.
The fall off doesn't end up being that hard for him just because he hasn't had a strong arm for a while and it hasn't interrupted him in any way.
Boogie says, I agree with Jeffrey's list. Number 6, Jared Goff. Ha ha ha. I can't even type that without laughing. Yeah. Jared Goff is not even in my top 20. Are you kidding me with that? President Wallet says, you guys were discussing how once you get paid, the production level goes down. I say limit the number of years in a contract, and then the player in any sport is always fighting for that next payday. That's interesting, but that's a double-edged sword because the team may want to wrap a guy up for his career or for all of his greatness. And and then you're going to start to see spikes that it's going to start to hit, and caps are going to get blown. It's just, and also, I understand what you're saying, but financially, that might not be a good idea.
And also the competitive aspect of it. We have guys that want to move around already. Guys are like 3 years into a 5-year deal, and you're like, you know what? Screw this. I want to get out of here. We already have that. You make everything a 3-year deal. I mean, it's going to be impossible to keep players on a team. Like, why should I get paid here? I can go get paid somewhere else. Like Jadeveon Clowney's been on 1-year deals for like 5 years. And he's just bouncing around the league.
Keon, wait a minute. I missed that. Who is Brady beating off? Yeah, that was a bad choice of words.
What did I say? Oh no.
He said he's beating off the competition.
I did not mean to say that. Oh God.
Soundly defeating might have been a better choice of words.
Yeah, okay. I don't even remember saying that. I'm gonna hear that later when I'm putting the podcast up and cringe really hard.
That might not make it to the final cut for him. Booger Wolf says the Salamander Commander has been slithering through the broadcast nicely. Good work, sir. It's weird to get that in a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment, but like also I don't know how to feel about it.
Donnie is now all caps. He has a playoff win. Talking about Christian Kirk. How many does Lamar have?
1. So they both have a playoff win. Congratulations.
Fish Tank says, Jeffrey, you lost immediately when your number one was a quarterback who won't win his own division and has never even appeared in a playoff game. Point to Keon. Are you kidding me with this? Justin Herbert.
Now that division,
did you have him? Where'd you have Justin Herbert?
I had Herbert at 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost immediately when my number one was Keon's number 3. Hey, give me a break, Fish Tank. You're just mad because a Dolphin will never be in one of these top lists.
And I don't have the confidence to say he won't win that division. That division is going to be a bloodbath.
But I'll tell you what, Fish Tank, Tua is just barely in my top 20. Oh, God. Wait, I'm looking at my list. No, I can't keep it that way.
Hold on. He's not even in your top 20?
He shouldn't be. No, he's in the top 20, just barely in the top 20. But now I realize he shouldn't be. No, sorry, he shouldn't be. Sorry. I got to fix that. 888.
Who jumped up to replace him? Davis Mills?
James Winston.
I know.
Boogie says, what is Keon doing over there? Someone gets his competition away from him. What? Hefty Lefty says, I think we'll start seeing how much Mahomes has made his receivers as good as they produce. They're starting to lose those guys from the Super Bowl team. Mahomes is obviously incredibly talented, but you want to talk about inheriting a favorable situation. That offense was turnkey for a gunslinger. All right, that's a good point. But you can't deny that Patrick Mahomes is a super duper talented guy and was doing stuff that nobody else was doing at the time.
And you lose Tyreek Hill and you do lose like weapons, right? But it's not like the pantry just got empty.
You got new guys, you got draftees. I mean, I think you're right.
You got Juju Smith-Schuster coming in.
We're gonna see what Patrick Mahomes can do with these new guys, and if he can do the same sort of things with the new guys, then that cements it. It's always been Patrick Mahomes, not to take away from other guys, but if he flounders, doesn't seem to figure it out, then you could make a case. Yeah, he just had a turnkey situation there.
I think we're going to find out that that's not necessarily the case, but what they do in Kansas City, it's a very easy plan. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's got a big arm. Just surround him with fast guys. And they've done that. And they've continued to do that. So unless that changes, I don't know what to tell you.
Blissful Hayes says, where is Matt Ryan on your list? Oh, brother. He's a high 20s. There's only 32 teams.
Yeah. Look, I got Matt Ryan like easily inside of 15. I have to expand that out. You really don't. I'm shocked no one asked me where Carson was because that's
Carson. I have ahead of Matt Ryan.
You have Carson ahead of Matt Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I have my reasons. Remember, this is looking forward at this next year.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it out loud, but I don't know that he's going to be able to complete a season. That's and I am talking barely have Carson Wentz ahead of Matt Ryan.
Okay.
If Matt Ryan is able to stay healthy, then clearly he'll be doing better than Carson Wentz, or at least equal to.
I think he will, because Matt Ryan hasn't been a really injured guy in his career. So I know he's getting up there in age, but
old man Ryan, he's getting old.
But I have to see it because he does a really good job of getting rid of the football. He never really takes those big, dangerous hits, the ones where you go, he's done. He doesn't take those. So I assume Matt Ryan will be healthy this season, but
I sure hope so. But I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this.
I think it also helps that Carson's on a team with the literal easiest schedule in the league. That's going to help something.
True. Lost Toby says, y'all sleeping on Trey. No, we're not.
We're not, but it's
really not.
I haven't seen anything. Like what am I supposed to project? He's not going to be a top 5 guy.
He's not a top 10 guy. He's not.
Yeah.
He's outer ranges of a 20.
He hasn't,
you know what I'm saying?
Played a season. How
and what you've seen doesn't really excite. Does it?
I'm interested in what's going to happen with Trey Lance.
Interested's not the same as excited.
I'm excited too.
You're not excited.
No, because I'm the nerd that watches all the college stuff. I watch this dude's pro day. I think if he understands the offense from the mental side, physically, he can do everything. I'm excited about what Trey Lance can be.
Fed fan says Steph Curry slowing down. Bite your tongue, people.
Slowing down compared to himself, not
right. He's still amazing.
The 2016 Steph Curry, those numbers aren't even repeatable. It's just
right.
It's insane what he did.
Boogie says, where do you guys have Dak? Top 10. He's in the top 10.
Yeah.
I'd say he's definitely
easily a top 10.
Maybe 9 or 10, but he's in the top 10. Fighting Wampa says, after hearing Keon's take on Tom Brady and what he does to the competition, maybe it was the competition that wanted him to not retire so he could continue beating them off. Fish Tank says,
find whatever way it takes to win.
Well, if Herbert has a great year, only the opposing team will be there to watch it. P.S. Tua will have a better year than the pick machine, Jameis Winston. I know, I was just screwing with you, Fish Tank.
I was actually trying to see if you would say a more insulting name.
I had to think quick.
Yeah.
Big George says, what gave you the edge to me, Jeffrey, is that you had the Super Bowl winning quarterback on your list, Matthew Stafford. Keon didn't even have him on the list. That was the deciding factor for me.
Okay.
I'll take the win. I feel like I've actually earned it. Because Keon, your list was ass. I just wanted to use the term ass because somebody did earlier.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
I, Kevin, take you, Susan. It's Jamie from Progressive. Jamie. No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud sound, so I'm going to talk louder. What can I help you with today? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, Progressive can do that. Ugh, there's that noise again. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
What do a 450-year-old author and a bottle of 4 times distilled vodka have in common? Let's compare Shakespeare, shall we? Shakespeare, the man, the epitome of playwriting, the OG of live theater, the standard by which all others are compared. Shakespeare, the vodka, an original Polish spirit crafted from a recipe 12 centuries old with an unwavering attention to smoothness and purity, the standard by which all others should be compared. Maybe they're not so different after all. Shakespeare Vodka is the Shakespeare of vodkas.
KQFN-10D. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour. And
people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. You all know the story. Hit it big on a FanDuel parlay, and then he went MIA. He was in the islands, and now he was in Cabo. BetFan is on the text line, says, I'm listening to you guys on the radio, but I got my TV with the YouTube channel Maui Live on it. I think I just saw Randy and Miss Kim leading the conga line out on the beach. Oh, great. So now he's in Hawaii. Fan-bleepin-tastic. All right. Well, at least we got Keon Rose in the control room. We got you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And we're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Now, of course, predictably, while we were talking about NFL quarterbacks, somebody came up from the 49ers and said, whoa, you're sleeping on Trey Lance. And, well, we had a good laugh.
I really think he's going to be something. He hasn't done anything yet. What am I supposed to project with?
He says a finger injury is what impacted him last season. He says, well, that's feeling pretty good now. He says, I dealt with my finger throughout the season. So for me, it was getting that back, getting healthy, feeling back to myself. And he says that towards the end of the season, I wasn't the best version of myself overall. Did anything in that season show you a glimpse of what you were kind of feeling excited about, Keon?
Yeah, tell me what games? It was early in the season. Actually, it was probably the one where he hurt his finger, because I remember he got hurt, and then Shanahan was being really weird about talking to the media about it. Wouldn't say exactly why Trey Lance wasn't practicing and a bunch of other stuff. But the first touchdown pass that he threw, I thought he flashed the mobility. I thought he flashed the accuracy that you want to see out of a guy that you jump up all those spots to go take a top tier pick. And a part of it is I had seen him in college too. And so I've seen what he can do. I just want to see him do it in the NFL. And he didn't play very much. I mean, Garoppolo played most of the season. So he was only in there in spurts and specific moments when Garoppolo was either hurt or there were specifically packages that they made for Trey Lance to come in and do stuff. But from what I saw, just the little moments, he flashed a lot of potential to me.
Well, he's saying that the problem with throwing the ball with that finger injury, he says, I had to learn to throw the ball differently without kind of using the pointer finger. So he's basically right now promising that he is going to be better. He's saying, hey, I was hurt before, but now I'm going to be better. All right. Well, I guess we will see, because it seems like he's taken over the reins, and Garoppolo is just sort of hanging out there, and Trey Lance is at least playing the part. But once both quarterbacks are on the field in the quarterback competition, it just, it's going to be hard not to go back to Garoppolo.
Garoppolo has got the football IQ. He knows what to do with the football. He looks at a coverage and he knows where the ball's supposed to go. Arm strength, mobility, that physical, that can make every throw sideline to sideline. Trey Lance looks better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But also Shanahan did say he expects Garoppolo to be treated like any day now. If he was worried about Trey Lance, he probably wouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, this will be interesting. Hefty Lefty, yes, Trey did get his finger in the ringer, and here we are. 888-368-1580. This is probably the longest we've talked about NFL quarterbacks in a long time. I'm very happy about the way today's show's gone. I just don't generally get that much time, because other things always get in the way. But your top 5 at 5 helped me get into this, and now I've got more. Justin Ross's catch with one hand is making Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce think, "Ooh, we got a good one here." We got a good one, and so is it possible we got another Odell Beckham Jr.? I mean, you think you're going to see a lot more guys doing one-handed catchers because the timeline makes sense. Let me explain. Remember when Odell Beckham Jr. showed up and made that one-handed catch? Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Now every idiot kid out there was trying to catch with one hand instead of two. It was a fundamental nightmare for every little Pop Warner coach, junior high coach, and high school coach. It's like, no, first things first, catch the ball. The only time you should be one-handed catching is in desperation of reaching a ball that might be out of your reach. You've got to protect the ball, get the ball, bring it in. You're sitting there with one hand when two hands would work. You're doing something stupid.
And to be fair, Odell made a catch. That one-handed catch was a desperation catch. He couldn't have caught it any other way.
But then they went around and showed how he was practicing that catch in the warm-ups, which completely blew any chance you had at telling a kid that's not how you do it.
Which is unfortunate because he practices those so that if he needs to make them, he can do it. He's a professional athlete. You are still learning the game.
Kid, anything?
Yeah, no, I understand that because like I had this team of kids I was like coaching basketball and stuff, and telling these kids that they're not Steph Curry, it's impossible. Like you can't do it. Everybody wants to shoot from three, but it's like, no, you're 4 feet tall. Shoot closer to the basket so you can get that form correct. Then when you grow up, you can shoot threes too. You can't shoot them right now. So I understand.
The other part is that's how everybody practiced. And now you're going to get a bunch of guys coming out of college. And I don't know, maybe you saw more college football than I did. Is it more common to see one-handed catches now than it was before?
I don't think so.
Somebody beat the fundamentals back into these kids. Good.
Well, yeah, and part of it is your playing time's connected to it. If you try a one-handed catch and you're playing for Ryan Day, you better catch it. Yep. You better catch it. Otherwise, you may not see the field again.
So Justin Ross, I guess, not only made an astounding one-handed catch in practice. Mahomes says craziest part about this dude is he just acted like it was normal after he got it.
Yeah, Justin Ross is that dude. And I don't know if he was drafted late or undrafted, but Justin Ross would have been a top 10 pick, but he hurt his neck at Clemson. It was like a spinal kind of injury. So he just missed a lot of time.
He was undrafted.
And people thought, well, maybe his career's done, but he got medically cleared to play. The Chiefs take a chance on him. He can do that. Like Justin Ross can legitimately be a top flight wide receiver. They might've found a dude and it didn't cost him anything.
Yeah. Of course, that spinal condition is something they're going to have to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
It's a scary ass thing, but if he's cleared and he's playing, good pick. Good pickup by Andy Reid. Way to go, Walrus. Lost Toby says Trey Lance will have more touchdowns than Kyler Murray. You heard it here first. Well, we're not surprised you're saying that. And I'd be very surprised if that's true, but I'm not going to say it's impossible because I don't know enough about if Trey Lance is going to be good. I don't know enough about how well Kyler is going to be or if he's going to pout out. But if they're both playing on their teams, uninjured, same time, I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how that pans out.
I think, the Shanahan and the 49ers want to run the ball a lot. So I don't know if that's going to help Trey Lance move past Kyler Murray in that regard. And also Kyle Shanahan coached RG3. So I think he really wants to take his time with Trey Lance and just make sure that everything goes about the right way. So I think taking him a little bit slower, I don't know if he's going to, outdo Kyler this season, but he's got potential.
I don't know. Depends on which way they're going, right? Who's going up, who's going down. Booger Wolf says Kyler Murray uses a pillowcase as a sleeping bag. He fishes with a toothpick. He snowboards on a popsicle stick, and his feet swing from the toilet when he's taking an Amber Heard. They called him an Amber Alert when he didn't show up for voluntary workouts.
I don't know what to make of that. Just rattled him off. Look, Randy's not here, and even if he were here, weird dude. Randy's not going to defend Kyler Murray from the short joke. So I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna have to look elsewhere for that. All right. So Brett Hundley is the village bicycle. Everybody gets a ride, and guess whose turn it is now?
Oh boy.
A place that actually makes sense for him. The Ravens. He's a mobile kind of guy. He made sense backing up Kyler Murray for that same reason. Brett Hundley has been signed to the Ravens. I don't know how many people are between, I think, Tyler Huntley, Anthony Brown. So, just he's got a job. That's it. Nothing exciting, nothing amazing. But the Ravens are worried. The Ravens are worried about the headspace of Lamar Jackson. And what is he going to do? How is he going to do it? What does he want? Or are we going to give it to him? Is he going to take it? I mean, It's a weird situation going on.
And
there.
I think, and Steve Bisciotti, the owner of the Ravens, is furious with the Browns over the signing of Deshaun Watson, just because of the way the money's all guaranteed. It makes it weird for them because they could originally offer Lamar something with more incentives, and now the Browns have thrown off the quarterback market. So you're supposed to be offering guys now more guaranteed stuff. So it puts you in a weird space in negotiating with Lamar, who's already in a weird space in his own head. So I don't know how this winds up getting resolved. I'd be worried too.
Good Cat says, any chance I can get an entire pint glass of whiskey? Neat. Holy moly, that's a lot of whiskey, though. What do you need all that whiskey for, Good Cat? You all right, buddy? Hefty Lefty says, so the Ravens went from Huntley to Huntley. So solid pickup for the equipment person who had to make these nameplates. It's true. Yeah, you only got to replace the T for a D if they're the same size. But the nameplates, yeah, that's cake. 888-368-1580. Nick Foles.
Huntley's a little shorter than Huntley.
Oh, so yeah, you're gonna have to use different jerseys. It'd be funny if they dude took off the jersey, handed to the other guy, he puts it on, he rips off the T, and underneath is a D. That'd be amazing. Nick Foles, that's nice. Nice of you to say. Nobody needed to say it. He says, this is Matt's team.
Yeah, Nick, should we put him in that himbo category too?
I'm wondering. I mean, it's a smart thing to say. And, remember what happened in the Eagles, and there's a statue now of Nick Foles. And
yeah, but Carson's more sensitive.
And raise your hand if you have a Super Bowl win. But Matt Ryan, hey, he knows it's his team.
Of course he does.
Everybody knows Nick Foles is about a sneeze away from done. I can't believe that he's even there. I don't know if he'll beat anybody in the quarterback competition to stay a backup. I don't know.
I think he will.
We'll see. I don't care.
That's because if everything goes well, you won't see him.
Also, good point. So, yeah, I don't think Matt Ryan's looking over his shoulder for old Nick Foles like Carson Wentz might have. If you really wanted to be a gangsta, you would have brought Nick Foles in last year. Talk about incentive. Carson Wentz would have probably done 10 times better than he did.
Better or worse, because
he is a head case kind of guy.
Yeah,
sometimes.
They drafted Jalen Hurts and Carson emotionally imploded. So I don't know what to make of the whole thing there. I don't know that necessarily is better for Carson, but I don't think when Matt came to Indianapolis, he got a press conference. I don't think it was a press conference for Nick Foles. I think we're all aware whose team it is.
Yeah. This is not a problem, Nick. Thanks.
We're all good.
Thank you. No, seriously. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thanks. No. Your locker is farther down there. Thanks. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. No, by the kicker. Yeah, over by the kicker. That's good. Boogie says, I'll also take a pint of whiskey. It's okay. I'm a Lions fan. No, yeah, give him a pint. He needs a pint.
Yeah, I'll pour you a couple of shots, and you get to take the bottle.
Grab another bottle for Good Cat. He says, I've been stuck at home working with my 6 and 3-year-old for the last month due to COVID.
Oh my God. Here, have a couple for you, sir.
Yeah, leave the bottle with him too. Poor guy. This is, the last part of my NFL quarterbacks. And I know you're going to say, well, wait a second, Jeffrey. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's not even a college quarterback. Well, you shut your mouth, because he's going to be. Future Hall of Famer Arch Manning. He has locked in 3 official visits. And it's weird to talk about a high school kid. Usually you get this on Saturday mornings when the boys talk about all the local high school players. Well, listen, my quarterback, Peyton Manning, is related to this kid. So it's not weird if I talk about it. Is it weird if I talk about it?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Plus, you're not alone. I mean, he's the most sought after college football prospect I can remember in a very long time.
Grandpa Arch Manning of the Saints. Uncles Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Wait, did they put Eli in yet?
Eli's not in yet.
Is he going to go in?
Yes.
Should he go in?
Should he? I'm not an Eli fan. I wouldn't personally, but he is going in.
It's kind of a dick move if you don't put him in, and then like every Thanksgiving, there's Peyton lording it over him. Peyton coming to Thanksgiving wearing the yellow jacket. Like, oh, okay, I get it. Because you know he will.
It's the Super Bowls for Eli that makes it hard to.
Yeah, he beat Tom Brady. Give him the jacket. Just for nothing else. Dear Lord, the Thanksgiving dinner is going to be hell for him. By the way, did Arch Manning Sr. make it in the Hall of Fame? I honestly don't know.
Me neither. Let's find out.
That was way before even my time. Anyways, back to young Arch Manning. He's got 3 schools that he's narrowed it down to. And I think next year he's a senior. I think I'm right. But he's got Georgia, Bama, and Texas.
That's my team right there. So that makes it less weird. Even more, because that my interests are specifically aligned with this. Yeah.
Which school? And now you're just not qualified to even answer.
No, I'm completely biased.
But which school really does make the most sense? I kind of feel like Georgia is going to be at the top of his list, and here's what he says. He says they've got a really good staff. They just have athletes like all over the place. O-line, defense. They had 15 guys drafted. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the quarterbacks this year and just asking some questions when I go visit. So that's his thoughts on Georgia. Alabama says quarterback play has been insane the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, Mac, Tua, all those guys. There's really nothing bad about Bama. It's a machine and really good guys over there. I just want to build a relationship a little bit more and see Tuscaloosa, I guess, one more time. I sounds like he might be leaning that way.
It might be. And I mean, why not go to Alabama? You'll always have the best running game. You might always have the best offensive line. You for damn sure will have the best wide receivers. I mean, look at the guys that have come out of that school. Alabama seems like the best choice if you just want to show up and have everything taken care of. Defense, offensive line, running games, but like it's all going to work if you go to Bama. Georgia, similar thing. I think it's all going to work. Texas is the bigger risk.
Yeah, that's the weaker link right there.
They were 5-7 last season, but they recruited really well, worked the transfer portal really well. So Texas gives you that, oh, I showed up and I saved this program. But if you want to go just you show up and everything works, go to Bama.
So here's what Arch Manning had to say about Texas. He says, Coach Sark's first year with a whole new roster was with a whole new roster and no one he recruited. It definitely hard to go in and be successful. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year. That's kind of my deciding factor there and building a relationship with them. With a year under his belt, let's see how he can do now. Coach Milwee is a great guy. I think it's really important to be close to your position coach. And okay. Yeah, it sounds like he's kind of like on Texas.
I think he really likes Texas, the school, but the team is in flux. And I think Texas doesn't have a good year this year. You're not going to get Arch Manning.
So now it's down, I think, to Georgia and Bama.
I just think Bama is probably the obvious choice there. It's all going to work. There's no part of the operation that doesn't function. With Georgia, sometimes you wonder about the wide receiver room. Do they always have the best receivers? I mean, they always have a great offensive line. They too also have a great running game, but maybe the best receivers, they maybe don't always have that from year to year. The defense is always going to be great, but Alabama, even the guys you're throwing the ball to are going to be awesome.
It'd be amazing. He comes out, he says, he's got the thing where he got the hats. He's like, all right, I've made my decision. I'm taking a year off before college. And all the people in Georgia and Alabama are like, oh! Screeches into the night. I'm just kidding. I'm going to Texas, Hefty Lefty says, Arch is a good prospect, but he's no Colton Boomer. Huh? I feel like that's a movie. I feel like that might be a movie reference. Because if you don't know who he's talking about, Good Cat says, does being subjected to Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, and Tangled on repeat the last month warrant a second bottle? Yeah, that warrants a case. Just you're responsible for some little ones, so take it easy, though. Pace yourself, Good Cat. Pace yourself. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're doing something. I just don't know what it is. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Repeat after me. I, Kevin, take you, Susan.
I, Kevin, take you, Susan. It's a Jamie from Progressive. Jamie. No, it's all right. I can talk. Progressive protects you 24/7, which means you can contact us anytime. I'm getting a loud sound, so I'm going to talk louder. What can I help you with today? Oh, yeah, Progressive can do that. Ugh, there's that noise again. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Living with chronic pain isn't really living at all. So why don't you do something about it?
I just learned to deal with the pain. I mean, I don't want to go through a long, agonizing surgery.
Or some doctor will just put me on meds for eternity. I don't like taking medication. Avoid both of those with stem cell regeneration therapy. It's non-invasive and, in most cases, with only a single injection, you're on your way to pain-free life.
Stem cell regeneration is just one of many effective alternative therapies at the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale. Our naturopathic medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We often help people who have not found relief with other treatments. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Rodgers football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
How long is the music?
not that long.
Sorry.
We were reaching that point. I thought I had to jump in there, but you came back.
Dog is chewing up the house.
Oh boy.
They're chewing up the one of the floorboards, the corner. I caught him chewing on some stairs the other day. He's a year old. The dog still teeth after a year? I thought by now that should be done with, but he's a digger. He's a chewer. He's a biter. I keep telling the wife, don't worry, he's gonna grow out of this puppy thing pretty soon. He'll be a good dog.
Yeah, I think that's just how it is with pets. I got a cat. He's not a biter, but he is a chewer. He will chew everything. And so it's just, I've been told by my friends that they mellow out, they just like to chill when they get older. I'm like, well, can it hurry, please?
This is the first time the dog has been busted doing something. He shoots for part of that floorboard down to the wood, like that, to where you see wood-colored wood under, because of paint. And so I hear it right out the door here, and I open the door. So both my wife and I are standing over going, "No, bad dog." And his face is like, "Oh God, what have I done?" You go to your crate. So, all right. Anyway, sorry I'm late, but what did I miss?
You didn't miss anything.
Are we done?
No, we're not done.
Oh, damn it.
We still,
Anyway,
still got more show.
You know what I thought I'd do real quick? You know what I thought I would do real quick, because I got a lot of NFL to talk about. We're done with the quarterbacks. I ran into quarterback stuff. But
probably for the first time ever.
Take a moment for Fed Fan and talk a little tennis, because some weird tennis crap has happened. And she always accuses us of never talking about tennis. Well, the problem is she doesn't seem to be listening when we do. But now I'm talking some tennis. So I am not going to say this or any of these names right, probably. Okay. But Facundo Bagnis or Facundo Bagnis. Well, that fellow's in trouble. He's in trouble because he was playing against Daniil Medvedev. And he was playing hurt. I don't understand what the problem is. So here's what they're saying. This dude is the Facundo Bagnis is from the Argentina. And I guess he was all taped up. I guess he has a calf injury, pretty bad calf injury. And he was in pain, and he wasn't even playing yet. Right. So he went on to lose 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 to Medvedev. And it was a quick. It was like less than 100 minutes for tennis. And then a lot of people are like going, what's up with that? Well, I don't know what is up with that. He went out there, he manned up, he played hurt, he did his best trying to play and, try not to be a wimp about it. Right. I guess that's not what you're supposed to do in tennis. They said, "Oh my God, this guy's going to hurt himself." And they're like, well, you know why? You know why he went out there? Because he had made it to the first round. And as long as he kept going, he'd make $94,000. So they were saying that the reason he kept going is he wanted to make sure he made his money. But now, because he was injured from the start before the match, now they're like, well, they might take that money away from him.
That seems wrong.
It does. It really does.
That just seems really unfair.
So I'm not understanding this, Fed Fan. If you can explain, I'd like to hear, because here it says the Grand Slam board has the power to take action against players who don't give their full effort under rules that were implemented in recent years to stop injured players from entering Grand Slams just for the prize money.
But
Can you blame them?
Yeah, it's a completely valid reason to play, though. And also, if you're the athlete, it's your choice if you want to play.
If it's 6-2, that means he got a couple of points, right?
Yeah.
Or a point. 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 wasn't 0-0-0.
Right.
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
He tried.
I just don't understand. It's an individual sport. You should make the final call as the athlete on whether or not you're too injured to play, because that's ultimately your career.
And was he playing for the money? You're damn right he was. There's no other reason.
What's wrong with that? Like, if my lawyer is good at being a lawyer, I don't really care if the lawyer's doing it for the money or doing it because they just have some deep founded respect for me. If you keep me out of jail, thanks. I don't understand, if my doctor's good at being a doctor, if the doctor's just doing it for the money, I don't really care. If the tennis player is doing it just for the money, what's wrong with that?
I think probably what they're saying, I'm guessing that Fed Fan will have her own thoughts, is that, well, we don't want people in there limping in and it's not a good showing. It's not a good match. And then, people are like, what are we even watching this for? They want to put it for the French Open. I guess they want the best tennis on the court. And this guy limping in there like the Dark Knight from Monty Python,
It's his but a flesh wound.
Right. It's just not probably the best of tennis, but I don't think you got to take the guy's money away. He tried. He's 6'2". Wasn't like nothing, not zeros. Fed Fan says, I didn't see the match, so I don't know what happened. But yes, slams can take money away because you're not allowing healthy players to come in and take your place.
Oh,
not fair to the fans if you show up and don't give a good show. See, that's the difference between tennis and other sports. Tennis, it's a show. For football, it's a game. It's a contest. It's a win. It's a loss.
It doesn't even have to be football, though. Golf,
Any
Tiger's
other sport.
leg is falling off of his body, and he's still limping his way to, I'm going to make the cut. I don't know. If you're there and you have the ability to play and compete, even if it's not at the highest level, if you qualified to get in, I think you should get in and be able to compete and keep your money for what you've managed to accomplish.
Also, I mean, I get it. Maybe it's a thing where you have to have a medical exam to make sure you're not going to go out there and hurt yourself more. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Maybe. Because because the amount of time and effort it takes to learn how to play tennis and be good at it, then you get a chance to make it to a tournament, and then people are saying, don't participate, don't get paid. Well, it cost me time and money to get here. It wasn't free.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have loved to have played better. He tried his hardest. I'm on team Facundo. By the way, how the hell do you say the name, Fed fan? Am I saying it right? Facundo Bagnis. Facundo?
I couldn't. I can't help you with that. I've never heard that name before. So
guess a new one for me too. So there you go, Fed fan. I look forward to your thoughts. The next one, though. The next one I do have very clear thoughts on. And Irina Camelia Begu, I don't know. How do you say her name? All these foreign tennis players, it's almost like, gee, you got tennis and hockey. It's like, you can't pronounce nothing. Anyway, so Irina Camelia Begu, well, she got hit with a code violation following an incident. So here's the incident. Now they're playing, right? They're in this match. She's playing a match against Alexandrova. Ekaterina Alexandrova. French Open again. So she got a little frustrated, right? And Alexandrova was giving her a good game there. And she was up 2-0 and 15-0. And she was on her serve. And Begu got frustrated, and she's like walks over her chair, and she kind of threw her racket against the ground, but it took a weird bounce, and it bounced up into the crowd. And all of a sudden, there's this kid sitting there crying. Oh, and then the line judge comes down off the chair. He looks over there, and he's like, I can't hear what they're saying, but he's making hand gestures like, what the hell? And the girl is just like, oh, she looked like she was upset. And can I just say this? You know what my thought on this is? Almost hit the child, and the kids over there weeping. French little bastards is some soft 10-ply mofos. If your kid is crying because they almost got hit by a racket, get hit by a racket, by all means, shed a tear. I get it. If that hurt, poor kid. Hey, milk it. Maybe we'll get some free stuff. But almost? What the hell kind of kids are you raising? I mean, listen, we all know how you guys did in the wars over there. Yeah, here is the national French fighting stance. Hands in the air. I surrender. But come on. Yeah, the little kid's crying. Like, what did you pinch him so he'd cry so you could get some free stuff?
It's hard for us to judge. We had a story not that long ago about a kid that something good happened to him and he cried. So, like,
that guy was 10-ply too. He must have been French as well. He probably, I don't know. All I know is that, and then she gets penalized. And but then Alexandrova got mad because she thought, well, that should have been default. And then she said some stuff to the umpire, who then gave her a code violation. Everybody's getting code violations. So, of course, she apologized, went and took some pictures with the kid and all that kind of stuff. But what kind of weak ass, soft?
I saw the way the racket bounced. I was like, that could not possibly.
I was almost hit by a tennis racket. I was almost hit. Shut up, Frenchy French. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't, like, even the way the racket bounced, it couldn't have hit anybody hard enough, even if it did hit somebody.
It would have been just a little bump, like oh,
because when I read the story, it sounded like she chucked the racket into the crowd, and then when I watched the video, I was like, what? That's it.
It fluttered. It fluttered in his direction. Fed fan says, yeah, wussy French kids. Did she get a code violation for throwing the racket? Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did.
Alexandrova got a violation for even saying that should have been worse. Of course, Alexandrova went on Instagram saying, "We are responsible for our racket. This shouldn't be happening. I hope that after today's match rules will be improved for everyone's safety." Yes, because God forbid we make a kid weep that almost got hit by a racket. You're right, Lost Toby. That kid does have a future in soccer. You are absolutely right. But and now I'm told Bigu is say her name. It's Irina Camelia Bigu. Bigu says it was an embarrassing moment for me. I want to apologize. My whole career, I didn't do something like this. I feel bad. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say again, sorry for the incident. And yes, it was embarrassing. She wasn't like trying to. No, it's one of those things where, there was one time I had this Jeep and I got really mad, and I've always been a very careful driver, and I'm in the parking lot of an apartment complex, and the apartment people pissed me off, and I went into reverse a little faster than I should have. And when you're in reverse, it ain't easy to steer. And I was young. I was very young too, by the way. And the Jeep kind of went whoop, and I hit a car. And it wasn't that bad, but I was just like, oh my God, how stupid is that? That one little moment of frustration became me handing over a few $100 to the guy whose piece of crap car I hit. Luckily, it was a piece of crap, and he was just like, I don't mind, give me the money. No insurance is brought into that. But and I was like, that don't even look like $400 with the damage, but
might not have been $400 worth of car, but
yeah, I'll pay the stupid tax. I'll pay the stupid tax. That's on me. So on her, it's on her. Yeah, she had a little bit of a moment and took an unfortunate bounce. And if she'd have slammed the thing down and nothing happened, and we were like, oh, passion. Now she slammed that thing down and it went, whoop, I'm going in the stand.
I have seen on more than one occasion Serena Williams destroy a racket. I mean, thing's not usable anymore. Then she goes in her bag and pulls out another one. That was mild compared to that. It just took a bounce towards a kid. And that's, when the kid bursts into tears, there's almost nothing you can do.
My real reason for even telling the story was because Fed Fan likes when we talk tennis, but more than anything, man card revocation for that child. He will never hold a man card after that. Ever. I'll have to take that up with an international committee, but I'm telling you right now,
you're going to be
what kind of weak sauce crap is that? A tennis racket came near me and I wept.
I mean, and
sickened by this.
The still image of the kid is not helping.
I know.
Like he looks like he's the most distraught. Like somebody
you expect to see the little crisscrosses of the tennis racket thing on his face.
Yeah.
Blood flowing from his ear or something. He's crying like that because it came somewhere near him.
That's like if you almost got hit by a foul ball or something and then started crying. Like that's, I don't know, because that's the only thing I can compare it to. When I was a kid, we went to baseball games all the time, and I almost got hit by many foul balls. Actually, I have very bad luck, but I just don't see the point of crying about it. You didn't get hit.
Good Cat says tennis needs nets. They do in France. They really do. Fed Fan says the refs speak a lot of different languages that way. When a player cusses them out, they can come back at the player. One time, Federer, who speaks 5 languages, cussed out the main judge in German. And unfortunately for him, the line judge spoke German, and Fed got a code violation for what he said. Yeah, you never know. You never know when somebody knows something. My wife does not look Spanish. She's Spanish. So people don't know immediately that this beautiful woman happens to be bilingual. And so people will start saying stuff, and all of a sudden she starts talking to them in the Spanish, and they're like, ooh. So you never know, do you? Hefty Lefty says, good to know Joey Crawford found his new job as tennis umpire after retiring from the NBA.
There you go.
Yeah, what was that slam committee? Where were they all those years when Nadal was unbeatable on clay? Those first and second round matches were probably worse to watch than a guy gritting his teeth and finishing a match injured right there. Lost Toby says his crying was because he knows he missed out on a payday if he got hit.
He's too young. The parents. Yeah, the parents know that, but the kid, he's too young to know. He's like 6.
All right, we got to take a break. We're running late. I got a couple more texts that are just kind of hanging out there. I will catch up on everything when we come back. We've got big Georgia sports history, wheel of sports, yada, yada, yada. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Playoff action coming up on Friday night in the NBA, the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston leads the series 3-2, and they are hosting game number 6, where they have been placed as an 8.5-point favorite, the over-under at 201. And in the NHL's Stanley Cup playoffs, the Colorado Avalanche and St. Louis Blues play game 6 of their series in St. Louis on Friday night. Colorado leads the series 3-2, and they are considered a -170 favorite in this contest, the over-under at 6.5 goals. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
I know it's technically still spring, but summertime has arrived over at Kohl's. I shopped their Hello Summer sale and got 40% off patio furniture, 50% off a few outdoor dining essentials, found a cute bikini top for under $20, and because I spent over $25, I got $10 off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So if you want more style, more savings, and more sunshine, you know where to go. Select styles, offers end May 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store Kohl's.com for details.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Oh, can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say you can listen to us on your smart speaker. Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Disney Plus, you're pissing me off. Knock it off with this Obi-Wan soon crap. When the hell is this show going to be on?
It's a great question.
I don't think it's wrong of me to ask. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they have the trailer out. It has to be right around the corner, you think. Why not have a date for that? Usually when you put trailers and you start playing commercials, and I've definitely seen some commercials during the NBA playoffs, you have a date attached to the thing.
So you got the Stranger Things is starting out this weekend. I'm looking forward to Umbrella Academy. They at least said when it came out, but I already forgot. And then, come on now. Come on, Obi. Come on, Obi-Wan. Do you think people just called him Obi? Or has it always been Obi-Wan? Like you have to say the whole thing.
I think you got to say the whole thing.
See, I feel like I'd be close enough with him that I could call him Obi. What's up, Obi?
That'd be pretty cool.
I wonder if he goes to Cancun or if he goes to Cabo, if he's like, you can call me Juan. He's a Jedi. He blends in. Hefty Lefty says tomorrow is Shorzy. Oh, are you serious? Is that going on the Hulu? I go back there and look for it. They don't even promote it at all.
Hulu is pretty bad about that, though.
Yeah.
Like
shows just appears.
Yeah. And then you just go, oh, I guess I'm watching it now. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Fed Fan says, since you just got done talking tennis, does this mean I can stop listening until you talk tennis again in 6 months? You do what you want, Fed Fan. You do what you want. I can't tell you how to live your life. But doing that would be wrong, I think. Big George says, my wife, Alexa, heard your comment on protecting baby Luke at the Padres game on Saturday and she completely agrees. I'm not allowed to hold baby Luke with one hand and try to catch a foul ball with the other.
You are behind home plate, though. So that shouldn't come up, hopefully.
Should, but you never know. Never say never.
Sometimes the ball does go straight up, and then next thing you know, that's where you are.
I thought you said there are nets where you're sitting, or at least plexiglass or something. But yeah.
There's usually netting behind home plate. So it shouldn't happen, but
What? Big George says Friday, May 27th is the release date for Obi-Wan. Hefty says, no, it's Sunday. Stop screwing with me, people. It's the only thing I'm really looking forward to. Booger Wolf says, how come the Raiders fan won't drown in a flood? Because turds float. Yeah, ratchet mouth gaggling jackals. Good God.
Wow. Where did the Raider fans touch?
No idea.
Are they in the room right now, Booger Wolf?
At least he's not saying Colts fans. Beer Bob says, can we just fast forward 5 years and put Arch Manning in the NFL so I could hate another Manning? Remember, I'm a Patriots fan. I haven't liked any of the Mannings. Well, okay. It's not like the Colts or the Broncos beat the Patriots in a Super Bowl. Eli has,
Yeah, but Peyton had that rivalry with
Giants.
Tom, and then Eli did what he did in the Super Bowls.
So I get you hating Eli. I don't know what your problem with Peyton, but if you want to hate this kid, feel free. And I don't watch the Patriots be bad enough to get him.
And if he goes to Alabama, you can just start hating him right now.
No.
It's very easy
back,
to root against
come back where I'm at. Can you imagine the Patriots' confusion if a Manning was the quarterback,
like say Mac
winning
Jones
them Super Bowls,
flames out, and then they have to turn to Arch Manning, who's just there.
You think Jones is going to be hanging around for 5 years with the no? Come on, man. Mac Jones is okay. He's not that okay. It would crack me up to have a hated Manning take over at quarterback, because as far removed as Tom Brady will be by then, he will hate it.
Oh, he'll absolutely hate it.
Fans will hate it.
First
but
off, do you
also love it?
Do you know how often Peyton will call Tom every day to remind him that a Manning has his old job?
I am sure that both Peyton and Eli take turns prank calling Tom Brady. Anyways, Cooper Manning gets in on it too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, actually, I think Big George is right. I'm watching Obi-Wan on Sunday because I'm binging Shorzy first. Big George says, yes, it is Friday, May 27th at midnight. Not Shorzy, but Obi-Wan. All right, finally, this is going to be
saying the date for Shorzy, at least on the Google, is tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So
all right,
pick one.
It's awesome. Going to have some good stuff to watch, which, after hockey and NBA go away, it's going to get a little quiet for a minute before things start to pick up again with football. Baseball is going to be hanging around there, but all right. Listen, I have a very important, I meant to tell you guys this. I feel horrible. Usually when there is something important you need to know, I tell you that minute. It always annoys me when you turn on the news and they're like, there's something in your refrigerator that can kill you. But first, the sports. I'm like, whoa, go back to what's going to kill me in my fridge, guy. So anytime I get information, I try to tell you immediately. So I feel bad waiting a day. But if you don't know, you need to know. Hyundai is recalling 239,000 cars for exploding seatbelt parts.
How would that explode?
Don't know.
Okay. It just seems.
Here's what it is. It's about the tensioner, the seatbelt thing. You know, like sometimes you lean forward and it goes click and it tensions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that is a feature that is there. If you're in an accident, the whole seatbelt stops so that you don't move. And I guess the seatbelt pre-tensioners can explode upon deployment.
You gotta be kidding me.
And send shrapnel throughout the vehicle.
What? How does that not get tested? How do you even
have Hyundai? Because I got a theory. So there's Hyundai making them cars there in the Korea, right? In the South Korea. And then a North Korean spy comes working for the Hyundai. And he's in the plant and he's like, ha, ha, ha. And he puts a little thing. I don't know why he's suddenly a French North Korean, but he puts the defect into the seatbelts. Nobody catches it. Job well done, Hyundai worker John Ill. And then he slinks away into the night. And all the Hyundais come out. Very brilliant by the North Koreans, I'll be honest.
Could be their best move. Also, Hyundai makes a car called the Tucson, so maybe this is just karma.
That is also a fact. So here's what it is. 2019 to 2022 accents. They're the little ones. The Elantras, 21 to 23, and the Elantra HEVs, 2021 to 2022. Hybrid electric vehicles is what that is standing for right there. So check your Hyundais and make sure that your seatbelts aren't going to explode. So sorry I waited a day to tell you. I mean, I'm not liable for any of this. But if your seatbelt exploded in the last 24 hours, I'm going to feel a little bit bad about it. And another equally important thing that you must know before I do the On This Date in Big Georgia sports history is Wendy's. They're about to debut strawberry Frosties. Why haven't they ever had a strawberry Frosty? Everybody loved dipping their fries in the chocolate Frosty forever. But I guess they tried it out in Canada for a short run, and they were like, oh yeah, we like those. Some good strawberry Frosties there. And guess what? It's coming to America.
I feel like that didn't even need a test run.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And if you're going to test it here. What the hell?
If it tastes like strawberries.
It's a maple flavored okay, Canada. Come on, man. So, yeah.
Like if the Canadians didn't like it, were they not going to give it to us? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because what do they know?
We're American. We'll eat anything.
They don't even do bacon right. Okay. Why would you listen to Canadians if their bacon is wrong?
How do the Canadians do bacon?
Have you had Canadian bacon?
I've never had Canadian.
Okay, next time you're somewhere, try to get your hands on Canadian bacon, and you'll see it ain't bacon. Look it up. Look up Canadian bacon. You'll get a movie with Alan Alda. But beyond that, look up actual Canadian bacon, and you're gonna be like, that ain't bacon, because it's not bacon. It's just big chunks of ham is all that is. See?
I don't like that.
That ain't bacon.
That's not bacon.
That's ham. Big George says Canada always gets the good stuff before we do. I miss vanilla Frosties. Those were the best. Yeah, why are they removing the vanilla Frosty? I don't get that either.
Wendy's is confusing me right now.
Yeah. Gamecock says Wendy's hits the spot. I think you misspelled something there. Swave Dave says, did you say check your undies? It's not a bad idea. I don't remember if that's what I think I said check your Hyundais, but you probably check your undies and your Hyundais.
Both.
I check them both, Swave Dave. All right. So before we do run out of time, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1965, in their rematch, Muhammad Ali retained his heavyweight title by knocking out Sonny Liston with the Phantom Punch in the first round, and Neil Leifer took the most iconic photo in sports history. You know, that's the one where he's standing over him like, get up, you know. Oh, I love that shot. The fight was held at Central Maine Youth Center. Wait, what? They held that in a youth center?
They did.
They could only get 2,400 people in there. Why would they do it there? That seems like
it was a different time.
It seems like you probably could have got like 50,000 people to watch that fight.
I mean, yeah, for the title.
Do you know why they called it the Phantom Punch?
I actually don't.
So his punch happened so quickly and so early in the match, most of the fans there thought it was fake. They thought Liston took a dive for the mafia or something. And so a lot of people thought it was rigged. Remember, they didn't have the sort of slow motion technologies and stuff. So it was hard to get right now. You could do it with your phone. And I watched this on the YouTube, and you see the ripple in Muhammad Ali's chest from the punch. And then you can't see it from the front, but you can see he landed a bang, like a real quick punch on him. So it was truly a punch, but in the day, technology wasn't as good to see it happen. And people were like convinced, like old boxers were on television and everybody was just saying, no, there's no way that was real. So
Ali had fast hands though.
And verified. I saw his face whoosh and I saw the chest ripple from the contact when he made the punch. It's legit, trust me. But yes, the Phantom Punch fight. Good one, George. Fed fan says Neapolitan Frosty sounds yummy.
Is that a thing?
Can you do that without it all
just becoming
weird?
Yeah.
Just I becoming like my one Frosty flavor when it gets good and soft. So, Fed fan, you're an innovator. I like your thinking. I'm willing to try it. Let's do this thing. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radio again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Wipe those crying eyes. We'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when